towards the outer side centre wing as Johnson combines with Rodder Moromas. Gets it to the outside run of Liam Howard. Kicks towards half forward. Cadman dropped what he should have taken. Carson held without it. The umpire agreed. He'll go back and have a free kick about 55 metres out from the East Point goal. So Carson with a forward roll today. Kicks the ball low and it's been cut off, and a nice mark taken there by the youngster there in Lawler. So Lawler with ball in. That was Lahure. In fact, he comes broadcast side. Bailey Young, the target, sets himself. Was strong overhead. Might have caught one there for his trouble there from Kirby, but the umpire let it go. How will he adjudicate this? He says, I'll have it, and we get ball up 65 metres away from the East Point goal. No real breeze to speak of, Fridge?
No, not at all, Todd. Even ends.
90 seconds gone. Opening term here. Half forward for East Point. Chance here for Rodder Moromas. A third early touch. Been good. Got it to Merritt. Quick hands to Johnson. Dropped the footy, but had time to regather. Sent a high up and under kick. Inside 50, all-way to shallow entry. Geordie Johnson the fly. Couldn't take the mark. Beautifully sharked there by Brett Bewley. How about the vision? Even surprised Bailey Young there, Fridge, with that as he goes along the line. The drop punt, Cadman at the back affects the spoil. Did well. Chance here for Andy as a party. Hurry kick across the body. Shallow entry's okay, and Spiteri takes a mark on the chest for the Devils. 50 metres out from goal. Goes into towards the Rodder direction. Has the ball thumped away from him there by Walsh. And it's found touch over the line for a boundary throw-in. And the Devils' first real thrust inside 50.
Just the poise of Bewley just to come out of that back line, and he didn't even look at Young and spotted him up.
It's a stack of players deep in Darley's forward line. Boundary throw-in. Rodder with the tap over the back. Went looking there towards Spiteri. Cut off there by Brown. And rushes the ball through for a minor score, albeit a rush behind to get proceedings underway on the scoreboard. Darley one behind, lead East Point yet to score, been playing near 2.5 minutes opening term.
Match up Bewley and Matty Johnson too, Todd.
Kick in from defence. Cousins has got the free kick and or mark. Goes into the forward line here for the Devils, and Cadman's taken the mark. Speak of Joel. Important early touch here for Joel. Right up against the boundary line. No one on East Point's half of the ground at the moment. Such has been the press up from both sides.
Pushed right up the field.
Set sail for the judge, and it's off to the left and through for a minor score. So Darley two behinds, lead East Point yet to score. 3.5 minutes gone opening term. We'll keep you updated with scores around the region this afternoon. Some cracking games going on. Let's hope they're matched on the scoreboard with a few tight ones. So East Point through Brown. Bring the ball back into play. The kick's good. Got it towards Ganley. Right foot kick to the outer side centre wing. Can he get the back? Goes the spoil. Knocked it away from Van Meel over the line for a boundary throwing. Outer side centre wing. 4 minutes gone opening term. Darley 2 lead East Point yet to score. East Point comfortable winners in the under-19s and the reserves earlier. There's the throwing. It'll be Bailey Young contesting the ruck with Van Meel. Ball at ground level here. Quick hands good by Van Meel. Got over towards Merritt. Right foot kick towards the attacking 50 close up against the boundary line. How will it sit? Okay. Ball's shoveled out and only as far as Ankrum. He's tackled, taken to the ground. Quick hands to Cousins. Got it to Lahure. He went further afield to Young, who was dumped as he kicked. Got the ball, got the Devils out of trouble momentarily. Chance here for Jack Bewley. Just dropped it. Umpire called play on. The ball's thrust forward to the outer side. Centre wing over the line for a boundary throwing. Near 5 minutes gone opening term here. Darley two behinds, lead East Point yet to score. Sun streaming down. Social club building up. Plenty of interest in today's 4th v 5th encounter. There's the throw-in. No ruckman could gain any ascendancy. There's the youngster Kirby through traffic. Throws the ball onto the boot towards half forward. Slater did well, but the hand pass let him down. Beautifully cut off there by the Devils. They go running through. Lance Wild hand pass to Baker. Got it to Page across the middle of the ground. Right foot kick to the fat side. Had too much on it there for Rodder. Walsh is leading into the race for the ball. They both go to ground. Now the ball's been held up. Walsh wanting a free kick. The umpire makes the right call and will come in and effect a ball up. About 30 metres away from the Darley goal.
Geez, the kick was ordinary in the Rodder.
Just needs to get his hands on a few early, Rodder. Very important to the Devils' fortunes this afternoon. There's the tap. Oh, copying one high there was Johnson. Umpire agreed. Expect him to have a bit of it too today, Fridge.
Yeah, class player. Triple A battery, I'll call him.
So the Triple A, speak of Matty Johnson, goes short, and the kick's fine. Finds Walsh, top of the goal square, defensive part of the ground for East Point. Short kick's okay to Ganley. Wheels onto the right boot, can find Howard, takes an uncontested mark. Inside the boundary line, East not out of trouble yet. There's a nice kick to Jeffrey. Mullen to the century, this boy. Goes short, a terrible kick, cut off there by Joel Cadman. So he wheels to half forward, decides to go inboard by hand to Baker. Got it to Brett Bewley. Got around Jeffrey from 55, penetrating low kick. Goes over the top of everyone's head and just cannons into the goalpost. Minor score, lit off there for East Point, Fridge.
Yeah, no, Jeffrey, his mullet might have got in his eyes for that turnover, Todd.
Three behinds, Darley lead East Point, no score. As they negotiate their way out of defence. Ganley with ball in hand, gets into the outer side centre wing. Angren with the thump, finds the ball over the line for a boundary throw-in. Melton South 12, lead Lake Winter East 6. Sebastopol 7, lead Ballarat, no score. Darley 3, lead East Point, no score, 7 minutes gone. No wind to speak of, so you can score at either end here today. Land with quick hands, only as far as Jeffrey. Bailed up in the tackle there by Brett Bewley. The umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up, outer side, half forward for the Devils. So Lance and Bewley with a couple of stats early. Merritt and Johnson the same. And Rodamaronis for the Kangas. Speak of one. Ganley with ball in hand. Bailed up there by Baker. And there'll be a repeat stoppage. So a dozen or so players around the football. 65 metres out from the Darley goal. Outer side of the ground. Tap won by Van Meel. And when you get a scrimmage of players around the ball, it's tough to negotiate. And finally it spits out over the line for a boundary throw-in. So 21 days between games for the Devils. They'd be happy they're in this game early, which is important.
Yeah, no, they've had the better of the quarter, I'd say, Todd. Just been a bit unlucky, and if that, that goal that behind from Bewley, if it had gone through, it would have been uplifting for them.
Van Meel's tap got it to Rodamaronis for the hurry kick out of defence. There's Cousins again. Started well. Takes a mark out of side centre wing.
It's a good young player, Todd.
Left foot kick goes towards half forward. Kick's good. Mark's been taken there by Dylan Lant into the side today.
He's had a fair bit of it already.
Left foot kick from Lant. No doubt right on the target. Sets himself. Had 2 to beat. Ball goes to ground. Sharked here by Cadman. Had Baker on but ignored him. Kick across the body was poor. And the mark's been taken there by Taylor. Goes to the outer side. Overcooked the kick there. Defensive 50 here for East Point. Players in from everywhere. 2 teams wearing stripes. A bit of a jumper clash from 100 yards away, Fridge.
Yeah, no, you see plenty of that white stripe, Todd.
3 behind Darley, lead East Point, no score, 9 minutes gone in this opening term. 60-40 played in Darley's half in this opening term. There's Rodamaronis again. High clearing kick to the outer side centre wing. Geordie Johnson went the punch. Got it to the advantage of McDougall. Ball goes forward now, inside 50. Leading into the race to the ball was Duncan. Cannon want to be quick, just got ball to boot. Gee, that was tight. Managed to get about 20 or 30 metres. Get the Devils out of trouble. Going to the ground there was Lawler. Bit of a 2-on-1 here. Kenny holds the footy up. How will the umpire adjudicate? He says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up. 50 metres out from the East Point goal.
Johnson was clever there. And into a package, just punched it forward just to gain some territory, Todd.
Near 10 minutes gone opening term. Darley 3, East Point no score. There's Rodamaronis, all class outside of the right boot at the top of the goal square. Johnny Johnson's got it. Nice use of the body. And Johnston will go back and have a shot on goal. And he would have been short in all first goal scoring markets, Fridge, if there was one at this in this afternoon's match. So Geordie Johnson kicked 26 goals in his last 6 games. Leans back on the kick. No mistake. East get the first goal of the afternoon. They're 1 goal straight 6. They lead Darley 3 behinds. 10.5 minutes gone opening term.
Just a bit of experience there, Todd, on the young fella in Cadman. He just worked him under the footy and was just a little bit too clever.
Yeah, just protected the ball drop.
Yep.
And Johnson gets his first of the afternoon. Rodder Moronis getting some handy stats early too, Fridge.
Smart kick, outside kick of the foot, put it up high and give Johnson every chance to take that mark.
So he's gone forward, Rodder Moronis. Ankrum on him at the moment. So East Point 1 goal, lead Darley 3 behinds. Might want to put that goal up on the scoreboard there. Noddy. There's the ball up.
We've got an apprentice.
Tap one by Van Meel. In the middle of the ground was Page. Hand pass to the voice, only went as far as Dodd, who just threw the ball onto the boot. Got some clearance with the kick to the outer side half-forward line. Kirby leading into the race for the ball. His dribble kick ricochets off players over the line for a boundary throw-in. Half-forward, outer side of the ground. East Point 6, lead Darley 3 points. 11 and a half minutes gone, opening term. Only four-wheel drives allowed into this Grand Fridge. Have a look at them.
Yeah, all farmers.
Boundary throw-in. Chance here. Going to ground there was Bewley. Might have cut one high. The umpire agreed. It'll be Jack Bewley with ball in hand. Yeah, this will be an important kick. Calling for the ball was as a party, but he opted to go wide towards Bewley. Takes a nice mark there in front of Johnson. So Brett Bewley.
Isn't it amazing how brothers find each other, Todd?
So presenting there was Azapati, Andy. Of course, two Azapatis playing today. Bewley goes along the line to half forward. Overcooked the kick meant for Baker. Cut off there by East Point. They kick towards half back. Toolman takes a mark, plays on by hand. Got it to Brown. Kick to half forward. Clean bolt. Angwin had to be better there. Can make up for it with a second effort. Tunnels the ball forward, only as far as Brown, who kept running. Good play. Hand pass over towards McDougall. Squarey kick to the top of the square. Look at Cousins going back on the flight of the ball. Taking a terrific mark. Plenty of courage.
Fantastic courage. Just had eyes for the footy, and that was it, Todd.
And guess who was waiting at ground level if he had missed that mark? I'll give you the initials. J. As Cousins goes short, the kick's okay.
1-1.
Finds Cadman. Speak of Junkin, he gives it back to Cousins. Goes short with the left foot kick, and that's okay too. So on the defensive 50, the Devils. Bit of slow ball movement going on here momentarily. It's a high kick, gets towards the outer side centre wing. Players set themselves, no mark taken. Tackled there was Bewley, but managed to get it over towards Young. Young's hand pass was meant for Horan, but cutting it off there was Taylor, and sees it over the line for a boundary throwing.
Getting plenty of the footy, Devils, Todd.
No bang for buck.
No.
East Point 6, lead Darley 3. Near 14 minutes gone, opening term here at Eastern Oval. There's the throw-in, tap one there by Young. Got the ball towards half forward. Taylor couldn't gather it on the first attempt, and then was tackled, taken to the ground. The umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up on half forward, outer side of the ground for the Devils, who kick to the railway end in this opening term. Here's the ball up, Young, contesting again. Give that tap to Van Meel. Second effort was terrific there from Young to apply that tackle. Would have been a high over-the-shoulder free kick for East Point, but the umpire let it go. Ball spits out the back to Page. It got it to Baker. Hurried kick there from Azapati's been cut off. He'd be disappointed with that. Just didn't get enough purchase on the left foot. It's been cut off there by East Point, and it'll be Brown again. Be good. Speak of Jacob Brown. Right foot kick to the outer side, centre wing, Hucker the fly, off hands over the line for a boundary throw-in. True centre wing, outer side of the ground. Low scoring game here, nearly 15 minutes gone opening term. East Point 1 goal straight, 6, Darley 3 points.
It's a bit of an arm wrestle. I think there's an injury to Bailey Young over there, Todd, if you can identify in the blue boots there.
Yep, he's hobbling off. He's no good at all. So I don't think we'll see Bailey Young again this afternoon. Kirby out of the congestion. Found Dodd, who was tackled, taken to the ground. Good pressure from the Devils. Ball spits out here. They got numbers back through Page. Looked inboard. Got tackled. That was beautifully cut off. Before it fell into the hands there of Slater, who couldn't gather close up against the boundary line. Bit of a scrappy affair early. Neither side can negotiate except for Jeffrey, who just throws the ball onto the boot. The youngster kicks the ball forward. Page with the spoil. Chance here for the Kangas. Left foot across the body. Geordie Johnson and Cadman. Johnson pushes him out of the way, goes to the outside of the right boot. All class, Geordie Johnson gets his second. Gee, he doesn't need much of a hope there, does he, Fridge? Just a terrific finisher.
Just a sniff and really, really uncanny and real smart, Todd. That's a great goal from the outside of the boot, mate.
So Geordie Johnson has the only 2 goals of the game. East Point, 2 goals straight, 12 lead Darley, 3 points. And Bailey Young's been carried off in what looks like a foot or ankle injury.
Yeah, didn't look too good, Todd.
No.
Just chaos ball there. Just come in and, Geordie Johnson waiting there and outside for foot.
Yeah, he's got all the footy smarts.
Has got all the smarts.
Back in the middle of the ground here, Tanner to contest the ruck against Van Meel. Ball at ground level here. Howell has a party. Can he gather? Went to go to soccer. The follow-up work was good there from Van Meel. Chance here for Cousins. Hand pass was okay to land. He just threw the ball onto the boot. Hope for more than anything else. Johnson, clean bowled him. Going the soccer there was Tanner. He's wasn't sure whether to go full bore or just try and chip it to Bewley. So he went in the middle and didn't really gain anything. That's a good play there. Well, it's against a free kick there for Bewley.
Pater dropping the ball.
So he plays onto the left boot. Keeps the kick low in the right direction. Gathers quick hands. Good. Quick snap across the body. And it's going to go off to the right and through for a minor score. That was as a party there with the snap. So the Devils 4 behinds. Trail East Point 2 goals straight, 12. There's 17 and a half minutes gone opening term.
I think it was Horan. Matty Horan.
Short kick in, out of defence is okay to Walsh. Not out of trouble yet. That short kick's okay to Matty Johnson. Still inside their defensive 50. Oh, that kick, he had a bit of a look there, Ganley. Right into the shark, he led back on the kick. Momentum swinger. Ronnie does the finishing for the Devils, and they get their first of the afternoon. Darley 1 goal, 4-10. Trail East Point 2 goals straight, 12. Well, that was a risky kick. It was always going to be a risky 45 kick. That was their 3rd one inside the defensive 50. And missed the target there. Ganley just dropping his head at the kick.
His head.
And Rodder did the roving and kicked his first. So the 2 big guns, Johnson at one end, he's kicked 2, and Rodder the other has the Darley's only goal.
Reminiscence of the St Kilda Essendon game last night when they tried that on 2 occasions, Todd.
East Point lead by 2 points here. 18 and a half minutes gone. Tap one by Tanner. East Point have got numbers behind the ball. The hand pass was good. Got it towards Brown. Right foot kick to the outside centre wing. The mark's being taken there by Jeffrey. So Jeffrey with ball in hand will weigh up the options. And that was a bit of a shank kick. Committee in the football there was Ward. Got clean bowled. Gathered there by Slater. Wheeled onto the right boot. Going back there with courage was Cadman, who took a nice mark. So he'll weigh up the options as a party. He's going to have to wait, and he just had enough time. Pushed up each player, ran away, bounce, want to be quick here, and pass over the top. Chance here for the youngster in Gardner. Onto the left boot, goes along the line, looking for Page. Had too much on it there for Carson. Page was tackled, taken to the ground, and Tillman will send East Point back into attack. And the mark's been cut off there by Angwin. On the defensive 50, there's the switch kick, out in front of Cousins. Slater does the chasing. The 2 youngsters gets towards half-back. Cousins on the left boot, goes along the line, looking for Johnson. Took a nice juggling mark. Can keep the ball moving. Joel Cadman's all on his own. Will he see him? He does. And he got him. Oh, he just dropped what he should have taken, but his follow-up work was okay. Quick hands to Jack Bewley, who finds Rodder. And Rodder takes the mark on a very acute angle, but well within range, about 20 metres out.
Really good ball movement there, Todd. The only minus there was the drop mark of Cadman's, but yeah, really good ball movement there. He swung around and he's dobbed.
Rodder across the body gets his second. Darley get back-to-back goals. They're 2-4-16 to hit the front here at Eastern Oval. East Point 2 goals straight, 12. 20 minutes gone opening term. 2
big guns, 2 apiece. Big shootout here, Todd.
Shootout, 2 goals apiece, but they could be the difference, one or the other, if they can get off the hook today. But Rodder just brought into the game early with that errant kick there from Johnson, and Rodder getting that goal, getting the confidence up, and a nice lead and mark from the Jack Bewley kick.
Well, he's not basically just a set shot player, Todd. Rodder. He's got a lot of tricks.
Yeah, he does. Back in the middle of the ground here, Darley with the last 2 goals. Here's the ball up. Tap one by Tanner, an uncontested. Umpire's picked out a free kick to Bewley, told to play on by the umpire, went in the right direction, but it's been cut off. And the mark's been taken there by the East Point defence at 50 metres. That's just what Darley don't need. Just unnecessary 50s. So that'll bring Carson up into the middle of the ground. Goes to the outer side half-forward line. Good, excellent spoil there from Cadman. Went searching for the boundary line. Couldn't quite find it. Cut off there by Page. Conceded ground by hand to Ward, who was dispossessed over the... Oh, umpire's... Yep, now it's going to be the right call here. Should be a boundary throw-in. About 55 metres around from the East Point goal. The Devils lead by 4 points. 21 and a half minutes gone. There's the throw-in. Tap one by Tanner. Chance here for Lant through traffic. Inside hand pass was good. Right foot kick to the Devils to half forward. The mark's been taken there by Azapati. Gave it over towards Andy Azapati. Went looking towards Rodder. And the kick's been cut off there by Walsh. Just needed some more airtime, the kick, Fridge.
Yeah, if you were going deep, yes, Todd, but by the same token, Rodden should have been in front of his opponent and leading up.
Umpire got in the way of Adam Azapati. Rodder Morona swooped on the footy and the kick's okay. The mark's been taken out of side centre wing for the Kangas. They trail by 4 points, the reigning premiers. Right foot kick to the attacking 50. Angwin at the back goes to spoil, finds the safety of the boundary line. So a boundary throw in near 22 and a half minutes gone opening term here at Eastern Oval. East Point 2 goals straight, 12, trail Darley 2-4-16. Boundary throw in. Tap one by Tanner, went through the hands of Lant, forced to do his own follow-up work. Can he get it to Bewley? Can't, he's tackled, taken to the ground, good pressure there from East Point. Falls finally into the hands of Cadman, just threw it over his head. And then it's just to find touch over the line for a boundary throw in.
Finds a lot of the footy land. I don't mind him, Todd. It's the first time I've sort of seen him play. Can you tell me a bit more about him?
Yep, former Sunbury player, now the Essendon VFL program. Joel Cadman's tackled, taken to the ground, no prior, and the umpire says, I'll have it, then we get ball up. About 51 metres away from the East Point goal. Darley 16, lead East Point 12. Tap one by Van Meel. Ball at ground level, scrimmage, repeat stoppage, ball up. Well, they'll be happy to be in the game after those 2 opening goals there to Geordie Johnson. The Devils tap one by Tanner, but it's all East Point on the defensive side through Merritt, who concedes by hand to Ganley. Got it to Johnson. Matty Johnson's kick forward, and Geordie Johnson comes out and takes a nice overhead mark.
Brother to brother.
Brother to brother, if you don't mind. We've got Johnson and Johnson at one end, and I'm not talking about the bathroom products. And, of course, we've got Bewley and Bewley at the other. So it's Geordie Johnson with ball in hand for a crack at goal to kick his third of the afternoon.
It's a good kick and a good lead-up, Todd.
Yeah, beautiful kick.
Hard to defend that.
Yep, he's battling hard there, Cadman. He's done okay. There's the kick from Johnson.
He likes it.
Yep, so do the East Point fans. They get their third and they're back in front here at Eastern Oval. Geordie Johnson, 3 goals at one end, Rodder 2 at the other. And it's the Kangas who are back in front here in Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. Let's go round the grounds. Sebastopol 15, lead Ballarat 7. Melton South 24, lead Lake Winter East 7. And they've fallen asleep at the Redan North Ballarat game again. East Point lead Darley by 2 points. 3 goals to Geordie Johnson.
Oh, well,
2 goals to Rodder at the other end.
Well, the script should go now. Rodder should kick the next one, Todd.
Yeah.
What would it be, a heavy 10 in the middle there?
Yeah.
Van Meel struggling to get through it.
Yeah, it's a bit like quicksand for the big fellas, isn't it?
You know, he sort of, he can't get to it, he won't go through it.
So the umpire, lucky he didn't bounce it, it would have just stuck straight into the middle of the ground, but Rodder Moronis, quick hands, got it to Jeffrey, went forward, and Cousins didn't break stride, come out, took a mark on the chest, found Cadman, quick hands over to Lant, got it to half forward, took a bounce, went without it. Here come the soldiers here for East Point. Quick hands, Rodder Moronis was terrific, got it to Jeffrey, right foot kick here to half forward. Angwin applying the defensive pressure here for the Devils. Will be happy to be able to get it out because East Point have got numbers here. Good decision umpire holding the ball. Free kick to Darley, and it'll go to Mace Cousins.
Done a real good job angling there because they were out if they got it out there. He just held him up and won the free kick, or didn't win the free kick, but terrific by Trent Angwin.
So Cousins been good, long raking left foot kick to half forward, went over the head of Rodder. Pressure good there from Bewley. And the umpire says, I'll have it, there'll be a ball up. So, yeah, just getting the ball heads mixed up there. It was over the head of Bewley. Rodder just sitting comfortably in the goal square as we speak.
What was the difference, Todd? Rodder got nowhere and Bewley has got something and shaves it.
Just not from here. Here's a chance here for Lant onto the left boot, out of the stoppage, high up and under kick. Rodder can run onto it. Oh, he juggling attempted mark off.
Free kick anyway.
Oh, it's going to be a hold. Free kick to Rodder. So Rodder will have a chance to kick his third in the opening term from a very similar position to where he kicked his second not so long ago. So he's going to do the snap kick across the body. He was successful on his first attempt. So around the body goes Rodder.
Got it.
He likes it. Rodder's got 3 at one end. Geordie Johnson's got 3 at the other. And the Devils lead by 4 points here at Eastern Oval. Darley 3-4-22. Lead East Point 3 straight. 18, 27 minutes gone first term.
Isn't it good when you got a crystal ball?
You're a good judge, Fridge.
Yes, he's a class player. He's just got, like his second efforts are good. If he misses the first one, he gets back. Leads up good, leads hard. Difficult player to play on.
They keep this up, they'll both have 12 by the end of the match, these two.
Good game of footy, Todd.
Yeah, terrific. 27 and a half minutes gone, opening term. Darley with the advantage. Thank you for tuning in via Clutch TV right around the country. Cheerios to Port Douglas, Cairns, the Northern Territory. Popular afternoon game of footy, this one, I tell you. Chance here for East Point out of the congestion. Kick smothered, diving on the football there was Baker trying to keep it in, but with strength. Van Meel, wild hand pass. Got it over towards McDougall. Onto the right boot. Johnson, the target, sets himself. Push on Cadman. Umpire paid it. And he'll take the resultant free kick.
That's front on, Todd. That's front on contact.
Right foot kick goes to Bewley. Had 2 to beat. Speaker Jack did well. Meriton Rodder Moronis just didn't do enough there. So Jack Bewley. Oh, this is a dangerous kick. Overcooked the kick for Azapati. Here they come through. Brown. Quick hands inboard towards half forward. Crashing through there was the big fella there in Brown. Chance here for Ganley. Right foot kick inside 50's been cut off. Was Toolman, in fact, earlier. And the mark's been taken there by Angwin. Left foot kick to half back. Tanner had to be good. Got pushed out of the footy there by Brown. Clever play. Good play there by Spiteri. Right foot kick to the attacking 50. Poor kick's been cut off. The mark's been taken there by Gallagher. Right foot kick to the outer side centre wing. Hucker gathers, concedes, ground by hand. And that's a nice kick. Finds the big fella there in Jeffrey with the mop. The mullet, whichever way you want to call it. So the Jeffrey, the youngster, right foot kick, tumbling kick to half forward. That's reward for playing in front. Might be Slater with ball in hand. It might be McDougall. Right foot kick towards Bewley was strong again. Jack Bewley, a couple of marks in short amount of time. He's got Andy Azapati long, but goes for short option to Ward. He can now go to Azapati. Well, that's a high kick, but Azapati's got some space. He can take a mark over the head. Kept running. High kick, poor kick.
Downfield.
Doublersy kick, undisciplined there from Ganley. So it'll be Adam Azapati. Right foot kick, right at Bewley, the target, sets himself, couldn't take the mark, ball at ground level, quick hands, Bewley, left footer, decides to go by hand, Page into an open goal, and the Devils. Oh, they're just gold, those ones. Darley 4-4-28, lead East Point 3 straight, 18, 10-point lead to the travelling Devils. A quarter that went near 30 minutes. Hey guys, we'll take a break and we'll be back with the best players and goal kickers in just a moment.
That corner was proudly sponsored by Anytime Fitness, 72 Bennett Street, Bacchus Marsh. Mention BFL Game Day on Apple 98.5 FM to receive 50% off your joining fee, plus a free towel and water bottle.
This broadcast of BFL Game Day is proudly sponsored by Western Screens, Blinds and Awnings, 35A Griffith Street, Bacchus Marsh. Phone 5370 1478.
Proprietary Limited. Phone 0419 568 635. Stock for quality and service for your side cut. Phone the top man Graham Gillespie at Rustel for prompt and expert service. Proud sponsor Apple 98.5 FM.
Stockdale and Lego means real estate because your success is our business. Take a look at our station sponsor website www.stockdaleandlego.com/Bacchus and like our Facebook page to keep up to date with new listings, open for inspections and rental availabilities. Stockdale and Lego, we are here for you. Proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM.
I want you to inspire me, and I want to inspire you this football season with our high-quality, locally grown meat. Hop online or give us a call.
As proud sponsors of the Ballarat Football Netball League, we love supporting local.
And love community sport, and we encourage everyone to get out there, support your local football and netball league, and of course, support local business.
ESS and LIANES Waste Solutions, or find them on Facebook. Jess and Leanne's Waste Solutions offer full waste removal. No job too big or too small. Jess and Leanne's Waste Solutions, where waste finds a solution.
Apple 98.5 FM, connecting you to your community.
Welcome back to Eastern Oval. It's quarter time here in Apple 98.5 FM's Match of the Round. The vision brought to you by Clutch TV. Big thank you to our broadcast partners bringing all the pictures. Big cheerio going up to Peter Leonard up there in Cairns with his family and crew all spread over the 5 states throughout Australia. Fridge, you've got the goal scorers and a comment on the best players.
Well, she's a big family, the Leonard family. They're everywhere. These points, goal kickers, Jordan Johnson with the 3, for the Devils, Nick Rodder with 3, and Shane Page with 1, Todd.
Plenty of the key players getting their hands on the footy. Probably Mace Cousins off half-back was arguably Darley's best player in that opening term.
Well, Darley's back 6 are terrific, Todd.
Yep.
Young Cadman standing under those packs and took a nice mark in the dying minutes of that quarter. Like Lahure's good, Cousins, Trent Angwin's been good down back. And the likes of Bewley are getting plenty of the footy, and Rodder's just looking very dangerous up forward. Just a couple of times their use of the footy going forward. If they lowered their eyes a little bit more, they'd probably have a couple of goals on the board as well. East Point, the Johnson brothers are dominating the game. They seem to have their own footy. Young Jeffrey with the mullet, he's had plenty of it. Tibble will need Panadine forward after today with that siren. Jackson Merritt's had no influence in the game. He's hardly had a touch. But Jordan will be extremely proud of the boys, their contest, and their use of the footy has been better than East Point, Todd.
Okay, around the grounds in scores in other games around the region, Redan 34 lead North Ballarat 12, Melton South 30 lead Lake Windaree 13, and Sebastopol 23 lead Ballarat 8. No win to speak of here ahead of us. It's a quarter-time advantage to Darley. They lead by 10 points. We'll take a quick break and we'll be back with the second quarter action in just a moment.
This broadcast of BFL Game Day is proudly sponsored by Western Screens, Blinds and Awnings, 35A Griffith Street, Bacchus Marsh. Phone 5370 1478.
This quarter is proudly sponsored by Anytime Fitness, 72 Bennett Street, Bacchus Marsh. Mention BFL Game Day on Apple 98.5 FM to receive 50% off your joining fee plus a free towel and water bottle.
Discover your community on Apple 98.5 FM.
Welcome back to Eastern Oval for Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. And for those of you that are tuning in on your televisions and telephones, big thank you to our broadcast partners in Clutch TV, bringing you all the pictures. It's a quarter-time advantage to Darley, who've made the trip up the highway after a 21-day break. It's 4th v 5th here. Darley 4-4-28. Lead East Point 3 goals straight, 18. 3 goals to Nick Rodder and 3 goals to Geordie Johnson. So the big guns getting it done forward for both sides. Bridge?
Yeah, no, both focal points in this contest, Todd. They're up and about in this first quarter, so it might become a shootout in the finish.
North Ballarat have kicked back against Redan to get it back within 2 points. Redan 35 lead North Ballarat 33. Melton South endeavouring to end a 14-game losing streak in Ballarat, doing their best to overcome Lake Windaree this afternoon. They lead by 17 points. No Dylan Conway, no Jake Thornton-Gillen for the Panthers this afternoon.
Oh, we tipped that Thursday.
And Sebastopol 23 lead Ballarat 8. So you reckon it was half-time here. They've had about 20 minutes off of this quarter-time break. Come on, fellas, get your act together. Time's a virtue, and it's not going to get any warmer here at Ballarat, despite a very nice winter's day here. No breeze, so both sides have displayed that you can kick goals at either end.
Yeah, look, the conditions are terrific, except for the middle of the ground, Todd, and either end is no favour to any side.
Now we're just seeing one of the injured East Point players, of course, speak of Brad Whittaker, who did an ankle earlier in the year, so I'll be hoping to get him back at some stage, but doesn't look too good in that moon boot, Fridge.
No, when you need those 2 sticks as well to get yourself around there, you're in a bit of trouble, Todd.
And we've got young Daisy Pearce on the score with us here, DP Junior.
DP Junior, yes. Doing a good job, DP Junior.
Quarter time here. Not far off a start to get the second term underway. Darley 28, lead East Point 18. Good crowd. Plenty of interest around this game. Very important, very even competition outside of Melton. It's pretty much game on for the rest.
Well, massive game this one, Todd. You know, like you get one game clear and you probably earn yourself third.
That's the siren to get play underway. Tap one by Van Meel. Rodder Moronis couldn't gather. Baker goes to Soccer. Gets the Devils inside 50. Cadman's gather was terrific. As soon as he did, though, he was tackled, taken to the ground, no prior. The umpire says holding the ball.
Geez, that is tough. That is tough.
Yep, indeed.
Well, he didn't even take a step.
So they switch play East Point. They come out wide to Harker, who marks on the defensive 50. Not sure how much better off they are, but that's a nice kick from the youngster. Finds Matty Johnson, who marks on half-back. Darley lead by 10 points here. Early stages, second term. Johnson weighing up the options, just goes along the line. Darley should have numbers here. Angwin at the back goes the spoil. There's Page doing the sharking. Quick hands to the advantage there of the youngster there in Lahore. He couldn't gather, but Matty Johnson could, and then peppered the way towards the attacking 50. Too many players up for the Devils. Doing the sharking there was Cousins. Left foot kick across the body. Lahore sets himself. Couldn't quite take the mark. East with numbers through Merritt. High kick. There's a swarm of Darley players. And Cousins again. Takes another grab. Switches play towards half-back. That's a good kick. Had to be good too. The mark's been taken there by Bewley.
Is he getting back in numbers, the Devils?
Got Page on this broadcast centre wing. It's a rare poor kick there from Bewley into the middle of the ground here. Baker now can go the Soccer with the right boot, but East Point got numbers back here. If they can gather, they can't. Q was one of those. Gallagher, in fact. Chance here for Andy as a party. Quick hands, got it to Lant. Kick across the body forward. Went over the head of Johnson. Chance here for the Devils, but they're bowled up. Tackle taken on the ground. The umpire says, I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up. So Darley into attack. That was Adam as a party getting back onto his feet. There's the ball up. Tap one by Rodder. Johnson ridden into the ground by Merritt. And the umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up. About 15 metres out from the Darley goal. 28 plays 18. Darley with the advantage. Tap one by Rodder.
It's on the ball.
Umpire Bewley was unlucky not to get a free kick there. The umpire let it go. Close up against the boundary line before it spills free over the line for a throw-in. And Page wanted the deliberate. Umpire said, no, not today, son. So no score in the second quarter. Been playing 2.5 minutes. Darley lead by 10 points. 28 plays 18. Rodder with 3. And Geordie Johnson at 3 with 3 at the other end. Boundary throw-in. Rodder in front, Walsh at the back. Baker with quick hands, got it to Lantwood to get onto the preferred left, forced to go onto the non-preferred right, squaring kick, Bewley at the back, couldn't quite take the mark. Ball at ground level, chance here for Captain, quick hands as a party over to Joel Cadman, shot on goal, and it's in. Joel Cadman gets his first and another one to the Devils.
It's called it touched off the boot.
Oh.
Touched off the boot.
Touched off the boot, thanks to that DP Junior.
She's on all over it. She's all over it, DP.
So behind, touched off the boot. Darley 29 now, lead East Point 18. As the ball comes back into play, broadcast side. They want numbers here, East Point. Long kick beyond the defensive 50. Slater at the back, Tanner in front. Slater nearly hung on to it, but he infringed on Tanner. And Tanner will go into the direction of As a Party, takes a nice mark, speak of Andy, lazy kick, poor one, cut off there by Carson, just hit the ground running, ran to the defensive 50, right foot kick beyond centre wing, they got numbers here, through McDougall, bends one way, back onto the left, kick with the outside of the right boot, into attack, Johnson the target, couldn't take the mark, set okay for him, good tackle there from Angwin, ball went to ground, umpires picked out a free kick, and it's going to go to Geordie Johnson. About 55 metres out from goal.
She's As a Party tried to turn and burn, but just went off one foot.
Geordie Johnson got plenty on that kick. So much so it's gone through for a hit the post. They must be Darley horns blowing their fridge. So just a point there, young Daisy.
She went off too early.
Oh. It's happening at either end. So it'll be Bewley to bring the ball back into play. Speak of Brett, left foot, excellent exponent of the drop punt. Gets it beyond the defensive 50. Joel Cadman, the target, couldn't quite take the mark. Had plenty of it. East Point, wild hair pass out of the congestion, only as far as Ward. His hair pass was too up for Lamb, but his second effort okay. Got it to Page. Measured left foot kick was okay. And Horan takes a nice mark right in front of us here broadcast. That's a nice kick. Mark being taken there by Andy Adam As a Party. That's a better kick into half forward. Chance here for Johnson. Kick out wide towards Bewley, going back and takes a nice overhead mark. So it'll be Jack Bewley with ball in hand.
Gee, their use of the footy is just so much better than East Point's at the moment, Todd.
4-5-29 Darley. Lead East Point 3-1-19. Jack Bewley with ball in hand. Rodder with 3, Page with 1 for the Devils. Geordie Johnson has all 3 for East Point. And a poster if you don't mind. So Jack Bewley, distance won't be a problem here. He'll kick from 35 metres out. Kicks on its way. He likes it. Jack Bewley hits the scoreboard. Darley get their 5th. And a game-high 16-point lead here at Eastern Oval. They're 5-5-35. They lead East Point 3-1-19. Near 6 minutes gone in this second term.
They seem to just have more leg speed at the moment, the Devils, Todd. They seem to be spreading a lot better than what East Point are, and they may be a little bit top-heavy, East Point.
Well, Dallas Martin and Tom Brown came out of the side, and Conorenko missed out Thursday night. So there's 3 more big blokes that could well have been playing this afternoon. But, yeah, you're right. They're just getting a little bit exposed. But when the Devils use the ball well, it often makes the opposition look slow.
Yes.
There's the ball up. Tap one by Tanner. Bewley swapping onto the football. Just got ball to boot. Going about 15 metres for his side. Charging out of defence. Go the Kangas through. Matty Johnson. Right foot kick towards half forward. That's a terrific mark. Taken there by Slater on half forward. Broadcast side for the Kangas. Got a short option there. The kick's good. The mark's been taken there by Dodd. So Dodd with ball in hand.
That kid young Law had done nothing wrong there before.
That's a poor kick from Dodd, but chance here for Brett Bewley too. Oh, he's put his player under the pump there, and Ankrum tackle taken to the ground. And a let off for the Devils. But we should never have got into that position in the first place. Yeah, and just rare decision-making error there from Bewley to give it to Ankrum, who was hot under the pup. There's the ball up. Van Meel, the fly, won the tap to Johnson. Chance here for Dodd. Quick hands to Rodemaronis. Right foot kick. Out wide. Outstretched hands there of Geordie Johnson. Right foot kick to the top of the goal square. Tanner goes back to set himself. Couldn't take the mark. Baker tries to go crashing through. Got onto the favoured left hand. Got a hand pass away and Ankrum clearing kick beyond the defensive 50. Johnson to the back, Brown to the front. Devils have got numbers, but they run out of space over the line for a boundary throw-in.
It's only just out of space, Todd. They were out.
Darley 35, lead East Point 19. Near 8 minutes gone, second term.
Just like the numbers that are getting back in defence for Darley. They're just all there to help out, you know.
Boundary throw-in, half forward, broadcast side for East Point. They kick to the railway end in this second term. Bewley bailed up. The umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up. 16-point lead to Darley. After they led by 10 points at the first change. Tap won by Van Meel. Tanner, tackled, taken to the ground. The umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up. Redan 35, lead North Ballarat 33. So I've got a couple of crackers going on around Ballarat this afternoon. Ball at ground level, on half forward. Tanner with clean hands was then dispossessed. Crashing through there was McDougall. Threw the ball onto the boot. Forward at the back. Oh, you guess who?
Yeah.
Jay has taken an absolute cracker. And he'll go back and have a shot on goal for a chance to kick goal number 4.
It's beyond me how this bloke isn't playing at a higher level, Todd. Well, he's just a star.
I'm not sure how correct the mail is, but I heard last year that he kicked 6 on Ted Buse in an intra-club game, if you don't mind, down at Geelong. So Johnson will walk away from us here, 45-degree angle. Leans back on the kick. I think it's hit the post, has it?
Nah, got through.
Snuck through for a goal. Johnson gets his 4th, and East Point's 4th of the afternoon. And East Point now 4-1-25. Trail Darley 5-5-35. So Johnson proving a handful. And he's proved a handful most weeks for most sides.
Yeah, nah, look, and the defenders aren't doing anything wrong there, Todd. He's just just flown up.
All class.
All class. That's exactly right.
Darley lead by 10 points. 35. Plays 25 here. Here's the ball up. Tanner and Van Meel to contest. Big thump from Van Meel. Got it towards half forward. Ball at ground level. Bit of a scrimmage. The umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up on the attacking side of the middle of the ground for East Point. Johnson, Geordie with the all 4 goals for East Point. Tap one by Van Meel to Rodemaronis. Hand pass to the voice was good. Got it to Kirby, who got it over to Johnson. Speak of Matty Johnson, kick to half forward. Slater in front. Ankrum was good. Went to ground. Needs to be good here by hand. Was clean. Got it to Cousins. Quick hands out towards Page. Had to wait for the slow ball to get to him. His hurry kick was effective. And the mark's been taken there by Azapati. This kick needs to be good. The squarey kick was okay. Chance here for Lawler. Right foot kick. Now that's good vision and a good kick. Found Jack Bewley out of side centre wing. Right foot kick out in front of Adam Azapati. Foot race on in earnest. Yeah, just didn't make enough of that bridge.
Well, that's not a good kick.
Over the line, boundary throwing out of side of the ground, half forward for Darley. The Devils 35, lead East Point 25. Been playing near 11 and a half minutes in this second term. Boundary throw in. Tanner in front. Won that tap. Baker, quick hands, got it to Page. Standing start, got plenty of it. Rodder, forward, couldn't take the mark, had 2 to beat. Chance here for Taylor, had to be good by hand, went looking for Q, couldn't find him. Ball at ground level. How will the umpire adjudicate close up against the boundary line before it spits out over the line for a throw in 20 metres around from the Darley goal. So back to the quarter time advantage. Darley lead by 10 points here. Near 12 minutes gone, second term. There's the throw in. Tap one by Rodder to Jack Bewley. Quick hands. Want to be quick here. Devils tackle was good by Merritt. Ball's filled free into the hands of Ganley. Might have been pushed in the back, but the umpire said no. And there'll be a ball up 40 metres away from the Darley goal.
They'll be looking for more from Merritt, I'd say. Bridges would be asking him for more, Todd, because he's He's been very quiet.
There's the ball up, tap won by Rodder. East Point, hurried hand pass to the defensive 50. Quick hands there from Merritt, the man in question, before the ball spills free over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Gee, since that sun's gone in, it's harder to identify these players with them stripes.
I tell you, that's right. Yeah. Thanks for tuning in right around the country. All the pictures coming to you this afternoon via Clutch TV. There's the boundary throw-in. Tap one by Van Meer was clever meant for Carson, but Page was up to the task. Hurried kick forward. Rodder again, 2 to beat. Who's at ground level? It's East Point. Good tackle there from Bewley. That was Brett on that occasion. And there'll be a repeat stoppage in a dangerous spot here. Just 35 metres away from the Darley goal.
They're pressing for another one, Todd. Yeah, they're really pressing the Devils.
Rodder, tap, ground level. Chance here. For as a party, got it to Baker, who threw ball on the boot and just went off to the left for a minor score. So Darley 36, lead East Point 25. Kick in out of defence was okay. And they'll go along the line here. East Point kicks okay there from Brown towards half back. Mark's been taken there by Taylor. Just ran around Page. Page had to stand, follow the rules. Kick into the middle of the ground was okay to Kirby. Kick was pretty poor. Lawler was up to the task there for the Devils. Quick answer to Lahuro. Back to Lawler, who backed himself. Right foot kick to the outer side half back line, and they're away here, the Devils. Jack Bewley takes a bounce, can go short. As the party was strong overhead, could have been held and or free kick. And they're off for the advantage. Oh, they're away there, the Devils. So it'll come back. It'll be Adam Azapati with ball in hand. Can go to the middle of the ground to Lahuro. If he can get his stops out of the middle of the ground there. Went searching by hand. Found Ankrum. Tumbling kick forward. Made it hard for Rodder. Got a bounce set up for him. Okay. Got it to land. Onto the left boot. Low kick was poor. Missed the target. Swooping onto the football. There was Azapati. Shot on goal. Skewed it off the side of the boot. Under the pump here at East Point. They try and get out of trouble. They got numbers here through Brown if it'll sit for him. Jack Bewley in pursuit. Ankrum lending assistance. So too Lahuro for the Devils. Excellent tackle. Ping. Free kick. Good defensive pressure there from East. Outer side centre wing. Ball in hand. They go short. Would have been Toolman there. Now Dodd can go short to Brown. So he's not in a hurry, Jacob Brown. Not in a hurry on the best of days, I'm told. He's a bit of a laconic character. He's got Carson on the broadcast side. Goes back. 45 kick to Ganley. So Darley are inside their own 50 here, albeit a shallow entry. Yeah. So Howard into the side today. That's a nice kick from the youngster. Found Carson. It can go... Oh, overkicked the kick there, made it hard for Q. Joel Cadman lost his footing. Nearly a trip there to Q or a push. Umpire let it go. Walsh in the middle of the ground. The kick was okay and the mark's been taken there by Dodd. Onto the preferred left. Goes out wide towards the attacking 50. Geordie Johnson the target. Duncan Cadman in front position. Somehow Geordie Johnson ended up with a footy. The dummy was good. The kick was almost better. Slater nearly held without it. Went by hand. Over to Jeffrey. He's dispossessed. Ball at ground level. Umpires picked out a free kick. It's going to go against Jeffrey for holding the ball, and the Devils will get out of trouble. So Bewley with the kick goes towards half-back. Hit Ladd running. Kick that one to the highlights reel if you don't mind. Left foot kick to leave this one out because that kick went to half forward. Running onto the football there was Gardner. Young's back onto the ground after that operation. Left foot kick across the body was good, and Horan takes the mark about 30 metres out from goal. Well, it's a miracle recovery there, so family and friends and supporters alike will be happy that Bailey Young's back on the ground. Fridge?
Got the magic spray up.
Amazing what you can do these days.
Yeah, they must have got it from the soccer players. That's what happens to them.
So Matt Horan, small forward, needs to convert here. Do his thing. Into the side today. Leads back on the kick. The umpire's going off to the right. And through for a minor score. So Darley are 5-7, 37. They lead at East Point 4-1-25. Quick score from around the grounds. Melton South 43, lead Lake Winderee 26. Sebastopol 29, lead Ballarat 22. North Ballarat trail Redan by 2 points. So they negotiate their way out of defence to Ganley, East Point. Still inside their D50 at the moment. Let's see how they can use the footy. Merritt's the target. No one on him. Seem to concede boundary side there, the Devils. McDougall wants it short. Merritt goes long along the line. Players set themselves, and with the spoil over the top was Walsh. Found the safety of the boundary line. There'll be a reset broadcast side centre wing. Darley 5-7-37, lead each point 4-1-25. After Darley led by 10 points at quarter time, they now lead by 12. Rodder could have grabbed that out of the ruck. It was an uncontested boundary throw-in. Bewley's tackled, bailed up. The umpire says, I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up. So he'll just get better as the game goes on, Fridge. Bewley with his running power. Here's the ball up, tap one by Van Meel, got it to half forward. Ward's commitment was good, but it spilled off his body, only as far as McDougall. He's got time to measure it. Awkward looking kick, chance here for Johnson. Goes to ground, ball spits out, chance here for Jeffrey.
No purchase.
Left foot kick across the body. Leg breaks through for a minor score, so not making the most of that opportunity there, the Kangas. They're 4-2-26. They trail Darley 5-7-37. So just a point there for East Point, Young Daisy. As the ball will come back into play for the Devils. Angwood, long left foot kick towards half-back. Ganley takes a nice overhead mark out, points the youngster there in Tanner, despite conceding height. Short kick inboards okay, and Jeffrey comes in and takes a nice mark on the chest, about 40 metres out from goal.
Just got too far under it. Tanner there.
So Jeffrey, he's a likely type forward, isn't he? Seems to find a bit of the footy.
He's an under-19 product, Todd. He played in the Ballarat in the league last year against Bendigo, and he was a bull.
A few of those under-19s playing today. Kirby, Howard, Jeffrey, Harker, Slater. So Jeffrey leans back on the kick. It's an awkward-looking one, but it's got the journey. And East Point get their 5th goal of the afternoon to narrow the margin here at Eastern Oval. Jeffrey gets his first. East now have 5. They're 5-2-32. They trail Darley 5-7-37. 5-point ball game. And this game looks like it might go down to the wire, Fridge.
Yeah, no, good contest, Todd. Darley have had the better of it, of the first half, I believe, 20 minutes into this quarter. But yeah, look, you never underestimate East Point at home.
Of course, Darley have lost their last 4 against East Point in Ballarat. Only got within 11 goals once. There's the ball up. Tap one by Tanner. Bewley, as soon as he grabbed it, he was tackled. Ball spills free. Lant doing a bit of a heavy shouldering there for the Devils, but he too bailed up and there'll be a ball up.
Lant and Nazapati, the young fella from the Western Jets, Adam, they've had plenty of the footy in this quarter, Todd.
There's the ball up, tap. One by Tanner. Ball spills free to Lant, who went by hand to Azapati. Slow loping kick towards half forward, made it difficult for Adam Azapati. Wanting the grab there was Gallagher, but the umpire said no. And finally he'll come in and effect a ball up just inside the boundary line, about 53 metres around from the Darley goal. So Darley 37, lead East Point 32. 21 minutes gone, second term. Merritt, quick hands, got it to Johnson. Umpire's paid a throw. Bit stiff there, I believe. So Joel Cadman with ball in hand will weigh up the options and go towards Lant, who takes a mark on the chest. About 35 metres out. 45-degree angle. And as every indication of having a shot here, Fritz.
Oh, well, he just turned his back on the plane and said,
there you go.
I'll casually walk back. He must believe in himself, Toddy. Okay.
So Lant into the side today for his 2nd game for the Devils this year.
He's had plenty of it.
Of course, he debuted for the Devils against Sunbury in that 2-point win at Darley Park as Lant. Let's see how he goes on the left. Set sail for the judge. It goes across the face of goal, off hands and out of bounds. So it'll be a boundary throw-in adjacent to the behind post. Near 22 minutes gone. Second term, Darley 37. Lead East Point 32. Stick with us on Apple 98.5 FM. Rodder tries to grab it out of the ruck. gets dispossessed and the Kangas are out. That's a nice kick to Hucker on the defensive 50. And way up the options. Goes along the line. Slater at the back, Angwin in front. Slater couldn't quite take the mark. At ground level there was Johnson. Kick across the body. Got it towards half forward. Ward was up. Said hello to the moon on the way up there. Couldn't quite get a hand on it though in the end. That's a good second effort there from Ward to apply that tackle. Ball spills free. Chance here for Cadman. Pressure was good from Geordie Johnson. Fell into the hands of Cammy. Close up against the boundary line. Ryder Moranis gathers tackle. Taken to the ground by Angwin. And the ball spills free over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Geez, what about the effort of Ward? Just he flew for that mark and then bounced straight back up, and his second effort was terrific. Jordan would be wrapped in that effort.
5-point lead to Darley. 23 minutes gone. East Point into attack. Tap one by Van Meel. Chance here for Slater. Ball spills free towards Cousins. Goes along the line. High left foot kick. Probably wanted a bit more of it. Oh, at the back there was
Gardner.
The youngster there, Gardner. Got enough on the footy. Got it over towards Lant. Bewley leading into the race for the ball, but the boundary line will beat them. He and Matty Johnson. A couple of decent players there, Fridge.
Yeah, bit of money there, Todd.
5-7-37. Darley lead East Point 5-2-32. 23 and a half minutes gone. Second term. So Tanner in the ruck. Contesting against Van Meel. They win the tap. It goes, Ryder Moranis was terrific there, but just lost his foot. He might have caught one high. How's the umpire going to see this?
The ball.
Oh, he's going to ping it. Oh, he's just let it go. He put the whistle in the middle, just forgot to blow it. Forgot where he was. Ball gets hustled towards half forward. Chance here for Murphy. Goes through traffic. Short kick's okay. And McDougall can take him back 45 metres out from goal.
He was going to pay a holding the ball there.
Oh, he just forgot where he was.
Thought he was.
Oh, I'm on a footy ground. I'm umpiring a game of footy.
Thought he was on the.
So McDougall with ball in hand, 45 metres out from the Kangas goal. An opportunity to put East back in front here. And time on, near 24 and a half minutes gone. Geordie Johnson with 4 goals. Jack Jeffrey with the other for East Point. McDougall for a crack at his first of the afternoon. From 49. That's a terrific kick, but it's just going to go off to the right and misses to the near side for a minor score. 5-3-33 East Point. Trail Darley 5-7-37. Near 25 minutes gone. Second term here at Eastern Oval. Kick out of defence from Angwin was good to Andy Azzopardi, who plays on, gives it back to Angwin. Left foot kick to half back. Gardner sets himself, couldn't quite take the mark. Second effort was okay. Ball goes to ground. Umpires picked out a free kick here. And it's going to go East Point's way. They're just a mile away from us here. Out of side centre wing. From the way up the options and can go short.
Howard.
So Howard goes to Matty Johnson. He marks. Kicks into the middle of the ground. It's okay. Hucker's over the top wanting the handball. But the big fella there in Brown is forced to hurry the kick. And coming in from the side, taking a nice, courageous mark there was Cadman. So he has ball in hand. On the defensive 50 here for the Devils. So he runs to the outer side. Can go short. Kicks okay. Finds Lawler. Weighs up the options. Goes one way, then another. Forced to kick under pressure. That's a good stretch there from Page. Page with ball in hand. Outer side centre wing. Runs inside. Onto the right boot. High kick. Right on the target. Sets himself. Got it. Rodder's taken a mark. And the key forward for the Devils will go back and have a shot on goal. Good luck getting in the way of that lead, Fridge. He just bowl you over, Rodder.
Yeah, it's like the Southern Aurora coming through, Todd.
So Rodder, who's kicked 3 this afternoon.
He can do some damage if you get in his way, this bloke, I tell you.
Yep. So Rodder will have an opportunity late here in his second term to extend the Darley lead. They lead by 4 points at the moment. 37 plays 33. Rodder shooting for goal number 4. 50 metres out. Set sail for the judge. Oh, he's hit the Holy Ghost, if you don't mind. Darley 5-8-38. East Point 5-3-33. So Geordie Johnson with a poster at one end, now Rodder with a poster at the other, Fridge.
Yeah, no, evens it up, Todd.
So the Kangas, deep in time on, deep in their defence. 27 minutes gone, second term. Darley lead by 5 points.
Matt Johnson a bit proppy in front of us, Todd.
Just having a little spell. So the kick from Dodd gets beyond the defensive 50 player cell. That's a nice overhead mark there by Walsh. Trying to say he touched it, but good clean hands. He'll go short to Merritt on half back. Against the boundary line, can go along the line. Gets it towards half forward. Oh, excellent effort to mark effort.
Absolutely no fear for his safety, mate, cousin.
Yeah, terrific commitment on the footy. Terrific opening half of footy here at Eastern Oval. Darley 5-8, 38, lead East Point 5-3, 33.
Great game of footy, Todd. It's got everything.
Geordie Johnson with 4 goals for East Point. Jack Jeffrey the other. Whilst for the Devils, who lead by 5 points, Rodder has 3. Jack Bewley and Shane Page 1 apiece. We'll get a score from around the grounds before we go for a break. Redan 54, lead North Ballarat 35. Melton South 43, lead Lake Windermere 26. Sebastopol 35, lead Ballarat 31. So some cracking games of Ballarat Football League footy in round 9 action around the region this afternoon. And we've got a belter on here in front of us at Eastern Oval. At half-time, it's Darley 5-8, 38, hoping to upset East Point on their own ground here this afternoon. East 5-3, 33. We'll take a break and we'll be back for the second half in about 15 minutes time.
As proud sponsors of the Ballarat Football Netball League, we love supporting local.
And love community sport, and we encourage everyone to get out there, support your local football and netball league, and of course, support local business.
It's time to talk all things BFL with your local radio footy talk show, The Presser. And now, here's your host, Todd Whelan.
Very good evening. Welcome to The Presser for another episode after a week off. Of course, we've got the split round 9. Round of matches going on at the moment. Of course, Bacchus Marsh getting the job done at home against Sunbury comfortably by 51 points. Of course, that game set up with a 6-0 second quarter. Secobras led by 47 at the half. The once Fridge became the freezer at the weekend. He went down the slide. He's still a bit red around the gills, but you've recovered and you've regained the nickname Fridge. How was it?
Oh, it was bloody cold, Todd. That's for sure. One thing that I wouldn't want to experience again, but it was done for a good cause, and it was a great day. I had the media there, and I think there was about $35,000 or $36,000 raised. So, and the fellow Phil O'Keefe was there. who's got the disease as well. Initially getting into the water or sliding into the water, and then that 2 or 3 seconds where your breath just gets taken away from you and you think, oh shit, I've got to get out.
Well, I was told a bit more gets taken away from you, Fridge, when you come out of the water with those Speedos on.
Yeah, well, they were a bit shrivelled like prunes.
And we'll kick off tonight's program introducing Sebastopol captain and informed captain, albeit that, Tony Lockyer. Tony, welcome to the program.
G'day, Todd. How you going?
I'm well, thank you. You got the big game against Ballarat at the weekend. You are away to Alberton Oval. Just a quick check on that injury front. Speaking to Mick Searle about 4 or 5 weeks ago, are you expecting to get any back this week?
Off the top of my head, I'm not too sure. Maybe Toby Hutt might be coming back. I think he'll have to try and get through training tomorrow, but it just depends how he's feeling. But yeah, I think we're still a few weeks off. I'm seeing some really big ins coming to the side. So yeah, hopefully Toby's right this week, but I'm not 100% sure. So
you must be really happy with the response of the group, given those mounting lists about from some weeks ago. You've won 4 on the trot, sitting second. It's not all about having to win on Saturday. It's not all in, everything at stake. You've earned the right to give it your best against Ballarat, but if you come up short, so be it.
yeah, it's the group's showing some great resilience. We've battled with injuries, and then also displaying some consistency in those first few games. I think we really struggled, but it's pleasing to see it. We've had four wins on the trot, as you said, and it's just a matter of keep stringing it together now and find that consistency week in, week out. So I don't know if it's no doubt been a bit of a test, but yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Some terrific wins, though, for the club over East Point at Eastern Oval and, of course, North Ballarat. So a couple of form sides of the competition would have done wonders for the confidence for the group.
Yeah, absolutely. Those 2 wins are probably the 2 most impressive ones, I think, we feel. 2 very good sides who I think will be right up there at the end of the year. So the knock East off at their home deck was a huge plus, and then I think not many people probably fancy us against North, so to get the job done there was very pleasing as well.
Well, you get to meet Melton. You're probably not in a hurry to meet them either. I'm tipping another 9 sides in the comp could vouch for that, but it's all about Ballarat this week. How did the club spend the Queen's birthday weekend off with no footy?
No, we just gave the boys the weekend off, so no formal session. It's a long year, so you've got to cherish the weekends off, and so just let the boys sort of do their own thing. Everyone was expected to do something, which they certainly did, but I think we've got 6 games coming up in a row now, so like I said, you need to make the most of it and get your body right over the weekend, so we're just looking full steam ahead now.
And how's your body holding up? Tony, you've been at the forefront, well, most of the year being featured in the best 6 of the 7, but the more recent form, 2 BAGs and a second best, you're flying. How's the body feeling?
Yeah, body's feeling pretty good. Just the week-to-week niggles that you get playing footy. The start of the year coming back with a fairly long run, missing most of last year, and I had a bit of a fracture in my hand for those first few weeks as well, which was a bit of a battle playing with a glove and a guard. But getting over that now, so it's just the knocks and bumps that you get each week, feeling like that, but starting to feel good, and it's just nice to be on the park every week. I haven't missed a game yet this year, so I'm just pleased with that.
In the absence of a few, you've been asked to spend time in the midfield, some key minutes. Are you enjoying your time in that role?
Yeah, I am. It's nice to get in there and run around a bit. I don't know if I'm doing much in there at times, but it's nice, like I said, to just get in there. There's some good players in there. I know Bailey Beale has been one who's really stepped up in the absence of a few, and it's nice to play in there alongside blokes like him.
Tony Fridge here, mate. What position do you envisage yourself as being best utilised in the Sebastopol side, because I look at you and say that you possibly use like a utility, the same as like Jake Owen at Bacchus Marsh, and he has the greatest respect for yourself, and which he said on numerous occasions to myself that you're probably the best player that he's played on in the Ballarat League. And so where do you see yourself as best being utilised for Sebastopol?
Yeah, look, I've probably got the one string to my bow in my opinion. Like, I'm half-back where I've played all my footy. You play midfield throughout the juniors and stuff, and throughout, time at the Roosters and stuff would go into a wing or go into midfield slightly, but I always feel like comfortable at half-back, so yeah, I'd have to say that's where it would be. But yeah, it's been pleasing to go into the midfield a little bit and run around as well. I think running the strength of mine, as you mentioned Jake Owen there, like he's got a good tank on him for a big guy over comp too, so yeah, it's a nice thing to say that.
For a few football followers in the East, Tony, they're all familiar with Tony Lockyer, the senior player and former VFL player. Where did you spend all your juniors before you went to the Roosters?
Yeah, I spent all my juniors at Sebastopol Club. I started there when I was, I reckon, 8 or 9 years old, so it's been a full circle for me. So I think when you get into the North Ballarat Rebels system and stuff from sort of age 15, you don't spend much time at your local club, and then all the way through the mid-20s is up at the Roosters. So it's been really rewarding on a personal level going back to Sebastopol and being part of the recent. Well, we haven't had the ultimate success in one I played yet, but it's been some nice highs there along the way last year. So, yeah.
I'm not sure how much footage you watch, during the week leading up to, but what's Michael Searle identified the strengths of Ballarat that you need to overcome this week?
Yeah, look, Searle does a great job, and we're pretty lucky in the Ballarat League with the division the way it is, and each game's filmed and they're live now as well, I think. So, vision, there's certainly no shortage of that throughout the week, but Searle and his assistant coaches do a great job. So we'll identify Ballarat, like most sides, use the ball pretty well, which is we're going to have to try and shut that down on the weekend. I think they're quite a high marking side from memory, so yeah, that's something we'll try and work through. But yeah, on the flip side of that, I'm sure they'll have things they'll want to work out about the way we play.
Who's the best side you played this year, Tony? It's not a bad question to ask because you haven't played Melton yet.
Yeah, it's a tough one. I think like Darley was quite impressive round one. But yeah, look, I just think every side in the comp this year, if you're on a bit of an off day, you're probably going to lose the game. Like, it's such an even comp. We haven't, like as you said, we haven't played Melton yet, and stats suggest that they're the benchmark. But we're really looking forward to challenging ourselves against them. We'll go down the highway as the underdogs, but throw everything at it. So it'll be interesting to see how they play. We've had some good games over the past few years, so you'd probably say they're the benchmark, but best we've played like on the day was probably Darley. They were really impressive round one. Got some good recruits there, and they're really well coached side.
Andrew Hooper is a dangerous small forward, plays tall, good agility, knows how to kick a goal. Who's the likely matchup would you foresee going to Hooper if he does play?
The way I view it, it's the back six's role. I think the way modern footy's played, you can have a specific matchup for a start, but general play happens and people swap throughout it as the ball's coming down. So I wouldn't probably earmark one single person. I think it'd be a collective response to navigate someone like that, but Hoops isn't the only player on their side who's quite dangerous. They've got a good even spread there that we have to worry about. So I think we'll worry about what we can do as a team and navigate them entirely and go from there.
Interleague footy's not on the agenda with the Ballarat Football Netball League at senior level. I'm pretty sure. Are you a fan of the Interleague program, Tony, and would encourage that to come back?
Yeah, definitely. I think it certainly has its place. Probably us guys that are getting a bit older, maybe not as much, but certainly the younger guys to display their talents against other leagues. And I think the last Interleague game I played, we were lucky enough to play on the G versus Bendigo, so it was quite a spectacle and really enjoyable to play in. But yeah, I'd love to see it return. I think if it's a focus on, I don't know, under 24s and under 23s with a few older age players in each game, say 3 or 4, I think that'd be a good model. But yeah, I think the older guys who is just sort of, they've been there, done that to a degree. I think it's probably not as huge interest now. It's probably more focused on the young guys and getting them out there at the highest level they can. That's what we need to be pushing, I think.
You must be really happy with the defence, even when yourself, you've gone into the midfield. You're only conceding 61 points a game. Only Melton ranked better than you with 54. Ballarat not offensively destructive this year. You're probably going to give yourselves a better than an even money chance of getting it done, even though you're on the road this week.
Yeah, fingers crossed we can continue the good form, but as I said before, I think if you're slightly off in the comp, they're quite a dangerous side, so we'll have to be right on the money to get the chocolates there. But yeah, I think in pre-season we played them a practice match and they really touched us up, so I'm not sure whether we're going favourites or not on that recent form.
Yeah, well, no powling for Ballarat. That's one less headache to worry about. But at the coalface, of course, they've got Sam James, Domich and Kennedy. They win their own footy and they spread well from the stoppage. Ballarat, good exit out of a stoppage team, and that's held them in good stead for the most part. Of course, they did have a couple of hiccups with illness and unavailability there. But we wish you all the best on Saturday, Tony. Always a pleasure talking to you, and thanks for joining us on the presser.
Thanks, I appreciate what you guys do for the comp. It's great to get this sort of exposure for the Ballarat Footy League, and on behalf of Sebastian Lee, we thank you for doing this sort of stuff.
Terrific, Tony, pleasure.
Thank you.
Tony Lockyer joining us, the captain of Sebastopol. They've got Ballarat at the weekend. Looking forward to that clash. If there ever is a week that we want that Play HQ to be updated, clubs, we ask you to come to the party, because there's some real like-for-like games going on around the region that are going to have an impact on a ladder that's starting to take shape. Fridge?
Yeah, no, for sure, Todd. Just browsing through the fixture with Sebastopol, they come up against... against East Point as well twice. So they've got a pretty tough run home in the last 9 games, Todd.
Joining us on the line, the Devils. They're up and about in season 2022, and a lot of it's got to do with the addition of this man to the squad. I speak of their captain and former Fremantle Docker, Brett Bewley. Brett, welcome to the presser.
Toddy, thanks for having me, mate.
So the club sits 4-3. You've defeated 3 sides outside the 6, 1 inside. Of course, we just spoke to Tony Lockyer, who gave the Devils a good rap. But I guess any win off a winless 2021 is just a bonus for the club moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, it was good to get the monkey off the back early with the win against the Bass. But yeah, I mean, we've just been looking to grow each week and continually improve, which I think we are doing that. But yeah, sometimes the inconsistencies can show with sort of the lack of being able to put a 4-quarter effort together at stages. But yeah, there's been a lot to like.
So you're a bit of a buzz play around the competition, having returned from the Dockers. You went pick 59 in the 2018 AFL draft. From Williamstown. Probably a few people that don't know, you're wondering why you're a one-pointer. I'm not sure whether you played a senior game before you went to Williamstown, Brett. Is that right?
I debuted when I was 16. I played 6 or so games across 2011 to 2014, but I hadn't played a game at Darley since 2014.
So tell us about the move to Williamstown.
Yeah, so obviously followed the natural pathways in terms of playing tacked up, as it was called, when I played, NAB League now. So I was down the Jets, missed out, and then went down to Willie. Spent a couple of years playing reserves footy in the VFL, which was, it was really handy for my development. I'm of the opinion that a lot of the boys that come through now, they sort of miss that sort of development period of sort of when NAB League finishes, and if you're not going walking up and playing seniors in the VFL straight away, there's kind of nothing to really bridge the gap. But yeah, I played a few years at Willie in the twos, won a couple of flags, which was really good. Really enjoyed it. But it was emergency for that 2015 flag for the senior side, and after that I just said to myself, I'm never going to be in a position where I can't control whether I get picked or not. So I just went to work, and sort of the next 3 years I just continually tried to improve, and found myself on a list. Luckily, I was one of the lucky ones.
25 games at Freo over the journey from 2019 to 2021, and of course going back to Darley. Now, how hard a decision was that, given you would have been in demand from quite a few clubs at various levels around the region?
I mean, it was more of a way up whether it was going to be probably hot like VFL, State League, or Darley. I mean, I had a couple of mates playing up in O&M, and that was a little bit tempting, but it was, for me, it was to come back and give back to the club that sort of started it all off for me, and it really kicked off my love for footy in a way. I can't really remember old man playing, but I grew up at the footy club, and obviously had my younger brother there and a lot of good mates, so I grew up playing footy with. It was I felt like I sort of done my time down at the higher levels and stuff, so I was like, I'm going to go back and play with my mates and enjoy it, and try and help club get back where they belong up the top.
So there's obviously some glaring separation between the top level and the local level, so we'll just keep it on the positive front. Brett, what's impressed you in coming back to the Ballarat League? What's the Ballarat League doing well?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's been a pretty tough couple of years for everyone involved, just with COVID and stuff like that. But yeah, I think just overall, like all the teams we've played against, like the effort and stuff across the league, it's really noticeable. There's no, and also the evenness across the comp too. Like, there's not really anyone that's sort of apart from Melton, obviously, but everybody you're playing against is really putting up.
Get closer to your community with Apple 98.5 FM.
For your complete branding solutions, call Frank at Fully Promoted Melton, previously known as Embroid Me Melton, for all your uniforms, workwear, embroidery, screen printing, business cards, promotional products and more. Fully Promoted Melton will get the job done for you. So give them a call today on 9743 2550. Fully Promoted Melton has helped us stand out in the community and are a proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM.
This broadcast of BFL Game Day is proudly sponsored by Western Screen.
Welcome back to Eastern Oval and Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. It's 4th v 5th, East Point endeavouring to hold their superior position on the ladder over the Devils with a win this afternoon, but they're going to have to overcome a 5-point half-time deficit. Not much in it, Fridge?
No, not a great deal in it, Todd, but Darley looked a better side at this point of time up to half-time, and hopefully they can persist and keep that pressure up in this quarter. They've been good around the contest.
Siren sounds to get the third quarter action underway. There's the tap, won by Van Mill, only as far as Baker. Hacked the ball forward. Cadman's got some separation. He can take a mark on the chest. It's going to be 50 here. Just what the doctor ordered for the Devils early. Just late with that pressure, with that push there against it might have been Tillman there.
I think it was Howard, Todd.
Howard it was, yeah, with the white boots. And it'll be Joel Cadman. He too, donning the white boots this afternoon, will have an opportunity to kick his first of the afternoon and Darley sixth in the opening minute in a dream start for the Devils if he can convert. So Joel Cadman leans back on the kick, makes no mistake, players in from everywhere, and Darley get the first inside the opening minute of the third term. Darley 6-8-44, East Point 5-3-35. 33. Just a rookie error there from the youngster Howard Fridge.
Yeah, just a bit late with the contact. The 50 was there, Todd. So Jordan will be absolutely ecstatic with that start. Gives him another buffer.
Looks like Merritt's gone to half-back for East Point. Darley kicking to the railway end the Stacked Social Club end here this afternoon. Good conditions for football. Shadows just creeping over the ground. Darley with an 11-point lead. 90 seconds gone, third term. Opening goal of the third term to Cadman. There's the tap, won by Van Meel. Murphy goes to ground, bailed up by Page, nearly in his back. Umpire said no, and there'll be a ball up. Attacking side of the centre of the ground for East Point.
The Devils have allowed him no free-flowing footy, Todd.
Tap won by Tanner, only as far as Page, who hurried kick towards half forward. And Howard just outpoints Joel Cadman on that occasion and takes a nice mark. Goes short by foot, the kick's okay. It's like Ganley over there. I mean, the binoculars wouldn't hold up here. You need a telescope. That's how far away they are from us here in the broadcast spot. They go towards half-back. Good thump. Spoil over the line for a boundary throwing on half-forward out of sight of the ground for the Devils. 6-8-44. Darley lead East Point 5-3-33.
The Devils have taken this game on, Todd. They haven't made it a scrap, and, free-flowing footy by the Devils.
Darley led by 10 points at quarter time, 5 points at the half, and now 11. Inside 3 minutes, third term. Boundary throw-in, out of side, half forward for Darley. Grabbed out of the ruck by Van Meel, dispossessed as soon as he gathered. What's the umpire going to decide here? It's going to come back and it's going to go against East Point's Van Meel for incorrect disposal. And the pencil, Tanner with ball in hand. Lamp will want the handball received, gets it, and then wheels around onto the left boot, runs his full measure, high left foot kick, a big up and under kick. Players set themselves and Johnson's got it. Johnson just read it beautifully, timed his run to perfection whilst both East Point and Darley defenders and forwards alike ran under the footy.
Well,
and Johnson took a nice grab.
It was one East Point opponent to 3 Devils players, Todd. There.
Interesting in a forward thrust. They need to put some scoreboard pressure on here, Darley. They lead by 11 points. Near 4 minutes gone, third term. So Johnson leans back on the kick. Devils like it. They're in from everywhere. They're up and about, Darley. They've got the opening 2 goals of the third term. 4 minutes in. They're 7-8-50. Some bang for buck from 2 out of 2 forward 50 entries. They lead East Point 5-3-33. 17-point lead to the Devils, Fridge.
There's got a bit of separation here, Todd, and like I said, they're playing the more flowing footy. They're not. They're taking their chances, and they're not waiting. That's for sure.
Yeah, they've had contributors. The youngsters have combined well today for Darley. Adam Azzopardi can find the footy. He's just got to work on his efficiency. That's it. But
Lance been good. Lawler's been good. They've done their bit, and their back six have been terrific, Todd.
Page been good. He's on a wing. Broadcast side. There's the ball up. Tap one by Tanner. Somehow it just fell into the big fella's arms. And then he was tackled, taken to the ground. The umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up.
There's only one difference up for East Point, and that's JJ.
Yeah, Johnson has 4 goals for East. Ryder, the leading goal scorer for the Devils, has 3. Merritt out of the congestion. Hurry kick to half forward. Cousins got a terrible bounce. So too leg break the big fella there in the youngster Jeffrey. Ball at ground level. Dodd bailed up there by Lahura, and the umpire says, I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up. Attacking side of the middle of the ground here. Sun still streaming down. A beautiful winter's day here in Ballarat. Darley lead by 17. Baker with strength. Ryder Maramus matches him in that area. Tackles him, takes him to the ground, and there'll be a ball up.
To this stage of the game, I think Darley's mids have been better than the East Point mids.
Yeah, fair observation. Ball up, tap one by Tanner, goes into the middle of the ground. They want to be sure by foot here. Ganley ends up with it. Right foot kick towards half forward. Tillman the target, couldn't quite take the mark. Ball at ground level here. Tackle taken to the ground there, the Devils. Tried to push away, but can't. And the umpire comes in and will effect a ball up. It was Lant for the Devils there in and under. So there's the ball up, tap one by Tanner. Baker couldn't gather cleanly. There's a scrimmage of players. Bewley's one of those over the footy. Umpire's letting it go here. Johnson somehow managed to manufacture a kick, gained about 20 metres for his side. Foot race on in earnest. Young one of those, so too Jeffrey. You think the boundary line will win eventually here, but no. Cousins, laconically, to Bewley. Left foot kick towards Azzopardi. Outstretched hands. Ran out of space there. Bewley's kick was errant. Out of bounds on the full. So East Point with ball in hand. Outer side centre wing. So they'll weigh up the options. They just haven't moved it cleanly or efficiently well for the most part. Right foot kick to the attacking 50. Cadman comes out, couldn't quite take the mark in front of Geordie Johnson. Ball at ground level. Dozen or so players around the footy. The umpire's picked out a free kick. It's going to go East Point's way. And it'll go to Matty Johnson. So he'll get onto the right boot, but he'll decide to go by hand. They negotiate further forward to the top of the square. Johnson the fly, but beautifully read. The mark's going to be paid here to Darley. And it's going to go to Cousins. Johnson with the fly. But no cigar. Cousins just read it beautifully. Arguably Darley's best in the opening half. Goes short by foot. Puts Lahore under the pump. Commentators curse there on Cousins. Taylor tackle, taken to the ground. The umpire let it go. The Devils hurried kick. Good use of the body there by Q on Young. Squaring kick. Oh, Tanner just ran straight into the back of Rodamoronis. Just didn't see him there somehow. Just didn't read it well. And Rodamoronis, 55 metres out from goal.
Well, he's 6'7". He didn't see him at all, Todd. He just stopped and stopped Rodamoronis and was straight into his back.
Yeah, it was almost clever in the end. He may well have even braced for contact there, Rodamoronis, but he'll have a kick from about 55 metres out. Sun's in the eyes of the defenders and the forwards, so he wheels around, gets a penetrating kick. It's going to get to the goal square. Players set themselves. Off hands. Oh, that's nearly a free kick against Ankrum. Yep, umpire agreed. And it's going to be a free kick close up against the boundary line. Might be Johnson again.
Guess who?
So Geordie Johnson has 4 first half goals. Has an opportunity to kick his 5th from that errant tackle from Ankrum. Set sail. Got it. Johnson gets his 5th. Each Point get their 6th. Running out of room, marking the goals next to Geordie Johnson at the moment here at Eastern Oval.
Yeah, no, he's the difference there, Todd. If they're to win this game, he's the man. If they can stop him, well, Darley win.
Well, he's probably had 8 kicks and kicked 5 goals in a poster.
Yep. Just harping back on that free kick that Tanner gave, the Hall of Famer Dave Barnes used to do that, run out and prop and get in the back, and he's listening to the call at Parwin there at Corinna Park.
Group 1 Dave. Yeah, big cheerio to all our listeners out there at the city of Parwin. There's the ball up, tap one by Van Neal. Rodamoronis, confidence up after that last goal assist. Crashing through there was Merritt. Hurried kick out of the congestion from Dodd. Got it to the attacking 50, but there was Cousins. Left foot kick to the outer side. The mark's been taken there by Lant. He can go short to Baker. Ignored. Now he'll switch play. He'll come broadcast side. Anglin juggling. Hung on to it right on the corner of half-back here for Darley. Went to go into the middle. Kicks the ball well long, so he should just do this. But goes short to half-back to Duncan Cadman. Transfers play further to the outer side to Bailey Young. He's got time to weigh up the options. Just puts it out in front of Ankrum, who runs out on a well-weighted kick there from Young. Ankrum wastes no time, keeps the ball moving forward. Jack Bewley marks just inside the boundary line. Squaring kicks, poor, and the mark's been taken by Jacob Brown.
He's done that a couple of times today, Bewley.
So Brown sets the kick towards the outer side centre wing. Hand pass goes in the direction there of Taylor, gathered cleanly. Hand pass was good. Kick goes along towards half forward. McDougall gets the spoil from Cadman. His second effort's okay, kept his feet there, the young fella, then was knocked to the ground. McDougall rewarded for keeping his. Squaring kick, Geordie Johnson sets himself. Geordie Johnson, if you don't mind, taking mark of the day and an opportunity to get East Point back within 5 points. They trail by 11. Darley of 50, East Point of 39, and Geordie Johnson with a chance to kick his 6th of the afternoon, if you don't mind.
Got to be the best player going around in the comp, Todd.
He must have springs in those footy boots. Let's see how he goes. Distance won't be a problem. Accuracy lets him down. On that occasion, let off for Darley.
I marked it already, Todd.
So did Daisy. 6-4-40, East Point trail, Darley 7-8-50.
Daisy had the goal button ready too, Todd, don't worry.
Let's go round the grounds. Redan 54 lead North Ballarat 36. Melton South 44 lead Lake Winteree 27. And Sebastopol 53 lead Ballarat 38. 10-point ball game going on here at Eastern Oval. Today's Vision and Pictures brought to you by the Clutch TV app. How good is it for Ballarat football? You can stream any game you like, any weekend. So Angwin will bring the ball back into the play for the Devils. Lopes to the outer side. Penetrating kick to the outer side. Centre wing. Foot race on in earnest. Howell sit for Cadman. His gather was okay. High left foot kick towards the attacking 50. Horan sets himself. Howell sit for the youngster. He gathers, runs across. A body, quick hands. Umpire call play on. Lucky to get away with it at the end. Players in from everywhere. There's going to be a stoppage. A ball up 30 metres out from the Darley goal. So a little lucky to get away with that, Horan. He must have just got hand to that handball under the pump. So he went around on that right side and just got caught. There's the tap, won by Walsh. Umpire's picked out a free kick. It's actually the central umpire, not the one that's actually in charge of the game.
I think the natives talked him into it over there on the KFC side.
So the social club, the Pack Social Club, happy to get that decision. The kick goes towards half-back, out of bounds on the full. And it'll come back as quickly as it came out.
Now, Daisy, no barracking here, stop throwing the pin.
So it'll be Bewley. I'll speak of Jack. Right foot kick, right on the target. Could have been held. The umpire let it go. Spoil over the top. Umpire's picked out a free kick here.
Well, which way is it going? I'd say Darley's way, Todd.
Well, I'm just trying to... I might well be, Rodder. I might have identified that hole there because he was checked when he was going for the footy. So Rodder will go back and have a shot on goal. So a let-off from Johnson at one end. Rodder needs to convert here and maintain that scoreboard pressure that the Devils are endeavouring to maintain throughout the afternoon on the road today. Rodder. Got it. Players like it. Darley get their 8th. Rodder gets his 4th. And it's back to a 16-point ball game here at Eastern Oval. Darley rate 8.56. They lead East Point 6-4-40.
And 2-goal turnaround there, Todd, for them.
So Geordie Johnson with 5 goals, 2 at one end, and Rodder 4 goals, 1 at the other. But it's Darley who lead by 16 points. 14 and a half minutes gone, third term. Darley 56, East Point 40. Well, mark of the year. You so often see that when somebody flies for the skies and hang on. They often go back and miss. Back in the middle of the ground here. Cadman into the ruck. Tap won by Van Meel comfortably. Running onto the football there was Baker. But then Angwin was amongst the action there before the umpire will come in and effect a ball up. So Dodd getting off the ground. Hands the ball back to the umpire. Darley by 16 here. 15 minutes gone, third term. Ball up. So Joel Cadman into the ruck. That's an interesting call from the adjudicators of Devil Land. Just trying to find out where Tanner's gone. He might be having a... There he is. The pencil. He's having a spell. There's the ball up. Tap won by Van Meel. Knocks the ball towards half forward. Ryder Moramus couldn't gather. In and under there was Angwin. Neither side can gain it. Any ascendancy out of that scrimmage. And the umpire finally blows the whistle. And he'll come in and effect the ball up 60 metres away from the East Point goal. So Darley led by 10 at quarter time, 5 at the half, and now lead by 16. Near 16 minutes gone. Ball up, umpire's picked out a free kick here. It's going to go Darley's way. It's going to go to Joel Cadman. The new ruckman. Doing a bit of a Silvani roll, Fridge.
Yeah, tick for Dan Jordan.
So it goes short. Lawler can mark on the chest here. Next kick, all important. Can go back to Cadman if he wants, but he'll go outer side of the ground. Keeps the ball low. They can raffle it here, the Devils. Mark's been taken there by Lant, who goes to half forward. Overcooks the kick. Horan running onto it, but he gathers now. Rides the tackle before he's thrown over the line. There'll be a boundary throw in. So Darley be happy with that reset. Just overcooking a couple of those forward 50 entry kicks, Fridge. But they keep persisting, the Devils there. They lead by 16.
Yeah, attacking, and they have actually brought the heat to this game, and the freezer East Point at the moment.
Ball in, tap one by Rodder, just knocked it to his to ground, and umpire's picked out a free kick here, or it was just a shocking kick off the boot. Yeah, out of bounds on the full. Just watching Matty Johnson's reaction there. So there's a big high up and under kick back inside 50. Right, the fly couldn't take the mark. Ball at ground level. Cleebold has a party. Baker with quick hands went looking for Brett. Bewley strong. Cousins caught one over the shoulder. That's a free kick to Cousins. Yeah, and that was a bit like the Ankrum tackle on Johnson at the other end there, Fridge. Just didn't go low enough.
Won't worry this kid, that's for sure.
Had a terrific opening half, Cousins.
His old man had a head like a cat, was as hard as a cat.
A head like a cat, how about that?
Oh,
or as hard as a cat's head.
Hard as a cat's head.
So Cousins will kick from about 55 metres out.
Sorry, Shane.
Like he's directly in front, it's just all about the journey here. Set sail, gets plenty of purchase on the kick, but it's off to the right for a minor score. So Darley 8-9-57 now, lead East Point 6-4-40, 18 minutes gone, third term.
Cousins.
Sebastopol 54, lead Ballarat 40. Melton South 62, lead Lake Winderee 34. Ball comes back into play, kick short, out of defence is okay. And Brown will get East Point out of trouble. Terrific kick to the outer side centre wing. Players set themselves. Young couldn't take the mark. Kenny did the sharking, just threw the ball onto the boot. And there's their third or fourth out of bounds on the full for the quarter, Fridge.
Just going to mention that. Todd, how many times have they actually kicked it out on the full East Point in this game?
3 or 4.
Yeah. How about 6 or 7?
Yeah, well, this quarter 3 or 4.
Yeah.
Well, if you've just joined us, whether you're tuning in from Port Douglas, the Northern Territory, or the City of Parwin.
Special mention, Jack Lawler, superstar cricketer, plays at Northcote. He's tuned in on Clutch.
Oh, good on him.
The brother Daniel Lawler.
Darley Jack. Darley 57. Lead East Point 40. Long kick to half forward. Players set themselves. No mark taken. Ball at ground level. Half a dozen players leading into the race for the football. Tackle was good there from Johnson. And you'd think there'll be a stoppage imminent, and the umpire will come in and effect a ball up. Outer side of the ground, half forward for Darley. Still 2 kicks away from goal. Quite a big ground this, isn't it, Eastern Oval?
Wide.
There's the tap. Just goes out towards the boundary line, over the line for a throw in. So Darley, 17-point leaders after leading by 5 at the half. Near 20 minutes gone in this third term here. 4th v 5th. Just 4% on the ladder. Separated the two sides. East Point 4th, Darley 5th. Lant out of the congestion. Hurry, Darley kick on goal. Johnson! Oh, he's spilt the mark. Could have actually let it go through in the end. Well, luck's of fortune. So whatever the opposite of that is, Darley now lead by 18. So Lant with that behind. Spilt mark there from Johnson. Tumbling kick was poor. Out of defence. It's been cut off here by the Devils. So they weigh up the options. 60 metres out from goal. High up and under. Rodder's got a couple to beat. Sets himself. Good defensive spot. How about the tackle? The pressure. Terrific. Ball goes to ground. Umpire says, I'll have it. And there'll be a ball up at the top of the goal square. Bit of physicality creeping into the game, Fridge. It's game on. Third term. 20 and a half minutes gone. Ball up. Tap. Grabbed out of the ruck there by Rodder. Taken to the ground. Ball spills free. Rodder Romas. Good handball. As they try and negotiate their way out of defence here. They'll be happy with a boundary line ball here. East Point more than happy with that. And there'll be a boundary throw in. So that was Hucker, more than happy to see that over the line. He's running around with Gardner, so a couple of youngsters going head to head. Boundary throw in, tap one by Rotto, went searching there for Bewley. Johnson was held without it. Umpire agreed, and Matty Johnson will have to take the resultant free kick. So he'll switch to the outer side of the ground. Penetrating drop punt. Have a look at that. It's an absolute ripper. Right foot kick. Here's an open forward line. Geordie Johnson's got this. He's taken a mark, chest mark, and he can go back and have a shot on goal from about 40 metres. So within 2 kicks, they've gone coast to coast here, East Point, into a very open forward line, caught the Devils napping, and a shot on goal here for Johnson. He's already kicked 5. That's 5 goals, 2 for the afternoon. Has 32 of East Point's 40 points. So Johnson leans back on the kick.
Yes.
And they like it. East Point are happy with that. The siren sounds. I'm talking to the car sirens, and the applause raises, and East Point get another goal. Geordie Johnson gets his 6th, if you don't mind. Speak to him. He kicked 6 goals too.
It's just how he even missed that one previously, and he was closer within range and shanked the kick, and then he goes back, marks one from 40 and kicks one from 45. So
12-point ball game. Darley 58, lead East Point 46 after a Geordie Johnson 6th goal of the afternoon, if you don't mind. Darley still hang on. They lead by 12. Back in the middle of the ground. Tanner into the ruck. Van Meel won the tap straight to Rodder Moronis through the heavy traffic. Bewley smother on the Taylor kick was good. So too was Tanner's tackle. And the ball goes to the ground. The umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up on the attacking side of the middle of the ground for East Point.
Good second effort by Tanner.
Yep.
Good tackle.
Darley 8-10-58. East Point 7-4-46. 23 minutes gone, third term. Ball up, tap one by Van Meel. Tried hard all day in the ruck, Van Meel. Chance here for Dodd. Gets onto the left boot. Goes out direction and Johnson! He's got it! Give the man his own nightly TV show. Welcome to the JJ show. He's kicked 6-2 and 45-degree angle here. They have an opportunity to get East Point back within a kick. They trail by 12, 23 and a half minutes gone.
Same position from when he missed that shot previously, Todd.
Let's see if he's accurate on this occasion. Leans back, makes no mistake, straight over the goal umpire's hat. Quality player, Geordie Johnson's got 7. Each Point have got 8. And we're back to a 1-goal ball game. Time on, third term here. Anyone's game here at Eastern Oval. Stick with us. You're watching the pictures via the Clutch TV app and the feed via Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. 4th East Point v Darley, 5th. And it's the Kangas who trail Darley by 6 points after back-to-back goals by, you guessed it, Geordie Johnson. He has 7 goals. 24 minutes gone, third term. Back in the middle of the ground here. Tanner Van Meel. Tanner grabbed it, then wrestled the ball to ground. The umpire says, I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up. Melton South out to a 25-point lead over Lake Windaree.
Dropped it.
Hot footy on in earnest. Tackle's good from Page. There'll be a repeat stoppage here, you'd think. The umpire blows the whistle. So, near 25 minutes gone. So for all Geordie Johnson's good work, Darley have actually extended on that half-time lead, albeit by a point, from 5 to now 6. So there'll be a repeat stoppage here. 25 minutes gone, third term. Darley 58, East Point 52. Tanner and Van Meel. Like Van Meel's game today. Rodder Moronis in and under, couldn't quite gather. Second effort was good. Page, 2 there with the youngster there in Kirby. And the ball's just been wrestled towards Darley's half-forward line. 25 and a half minutes gone, third term. Geordie Johnson, the star, with 7 goals. And they trail by 6. Ball at ground level. Here's a chance for Murphy. Gets onto the preferred right boot. Kicks the ball towards half-forward. Angwin goes to spoil. Just got enough on it. How will it sit here for the Devils? He comes purely from the side with Jeffrey. Chance here for Cadman. Needs to be quick. And Jeffrey just knocks it over the line for a boundary throw-in. Right in front of us here, broadcast side. Near 26 minutes gone, third term. Darley 58, East Point 52. Still anyone's game. Ripper game of footy. Darley led by as much as 16. McDougall out of that stoppage. Right foot kick. Merritt sets himself. Good use of the body there by Ankrum. Cousins lending assistance. How will it sit for him? Fell into the hands of Ankrum. Want to be good here. Measures the kick. Bewley got it.
Got plenty of pressure from Johnson.
Told to play on with the advantage, and that was through Lag, who got it to half forward. Gardner at the back. Couldn't take the mark. Knocked away there by Ganley to the safety of the boundary line over the line for a throw in. So the Johnson and Bewley duel's been terrific all afternoon, hasn't it?
Yeah, I think they broke even. Todd, they're both having a big influences on the game.
Well, here's the boundary throw in. Tanner, Van Neal, neither side could gain any tap there as Johnson knocks the ball forward. That was a clever knock on there from Johnson to the advantage of Toolman. Kicked a goal again, Toolman. Can he kick another? Left foot kick, shot on goal. Won't get the distance. Cousins goes the spoil and finds the boundary line over the line for a throw in. 27 minutes gone, third term. Darley clinging to a 6-point lead. 8-10 plays 8-4. East Point in attack. And you know what happens when they're in attack, Fridge? There's a man lurking like a crocodile or a fisherman on the bank. Speaking of Geordie Johnson, there's the boundary throw in. They'll have to do a take two here, the boundary umpire. 27 and a half minutes gone, third term. East Point in attack. Darley lead by 6 points. There's the throw in.
Jeffrey.
Tap one by Tanner through traffic. Don outside of the left boot. Got it. Scores a level here, at least an oval. Scores are locked up. Classic. Crummer's goal. Dodd read it beautifully and converted with the outside of the left boot. Gets his first. Scores level here. Darley 8-10-58. East Point 9-4-58.
Exactly how you said it, Toddy. He read it perfectly off the ruck contest and waltzed his way through it and grabbed a kick through for the 6 major.
Sebastopol 60, lead Ballarat 58. They're coming. Couple of ripper games going on around the Ballarat League today. Melton South lead Lake Windermere by 24 and McGann lead North Ballarat by 32. Here you go, East Point again out of the middle through Rodamaronis. Sets the ball forward. Angwin goes the spoil. Jeffrey was good. Couldn't quite gather cleanly. Lawler tackle taken to the ground. Umpire let it go. Players in from everywhere. Merritt with strength. Conceded by hand to Rodamaronis. Outside of the boot. Didn't go the required distance. Matty Johnson. Excellent smother there from Azapati. And it's going to be a free kick. It's going to go to Tanner. Just the old sweep the leg rule that they brought into footy. As Bewley goes to the outer side centre wing. Overcooked it a bit for Azapati. Lending assistance there was Cadman. And over there for East Point where it was Howard. Bit of a stacks on the mill. Whistle imminent. And the umpire will come in and effect the ball up. Outer side of the ground on half forward for Darley. Scores level. Near 29 and a half minutes gone third term.
And a bit of a back foot there, Howard. Close to the boundary there. A bit of a soccer tactic there, Toddy.
Yeah.
Tell you who's starting to get his hands on the footy. Romanotis.
Yeah, big game player. Right foot kick out of the congestion. Went there looking towards Canny. That tap over the top was clever. Found Slater. Johnson and Cousins here one-on-one. Kick to the advantage of Johnson. Told to play on. Kicks it around the body. Lands into the goal square. Jeffrey can go to the soccer. Got it. East Pointer in front here. At least over. Jeffrey gets his second, and that's just reward for work right there from the youngster.
Yeah, just keep running. But the brilliance of Johnson, like he got that hard up on the boundary. He had no hesitation in centering that footy.
Yeah, good unselfish play, and they've been rewarded with the lead here, East Point. 10-4-64, the Kangas. They lead Darley 8-10-58. Near 30 and a half minutes gone, third term. Stick with us on Apple 98.5 FM or via the pictures of Clutch TV. Back in the middle of the ground. Give that tap to Cadman through the muddy middle of the ground. Going the soccer there. Was East Point got it towards half forward. They've been on top here. Taylor taken to the ground by Young. Ping holding the ball. So Young with ball in hand. Near 31 minutes gone, third term. They'll need a lift from a few players to just put the cue in the rack in the last 7 or 8 minutes, the Devils. As Young goes with a big high up and under kick. Rodder's got to wait for an hour underneath the footy. Sharkwell there by Johnson. Dropped it. Umpire let it go. How will it sit here for Lant? He goes by the soccer. Needs to be clean. Got through one tackle. Forced by hand. Over towards Bewley. Ball goes to ground. Whistle imminent here. And there'll be a ball up 51 metres away from the Darley goal.
At 7 minutes, Todd, maybe you're thinking that's 3-week break. Might be just taking its toll later in this quarter, Toddy.
Yeah, good call, Fritz. Rodham-Aramus through traffic. Quick hands was good. Got it to Dodd. Smothered. That was good work there by Jack Bewley. Fell into the hands of Taylor, though. East Point with numbers here. Q couldn't gather cleanly. Second effort was okay. Kick went off the side of the boot. Lucky to go the required distance. Merritt went by hand. And then foot here from East Point. Beyond centre wing. Anglem with courage. Went back. Couldn't take the mark. Neither could Ankrum. Nearly over the shoulder there for Lawler, but the umpire let it go. And good wrestling there from the youngster to halve the contest and create a stoppage. Half forward for East Point broadcast side.
Good call, half, because Lawler's half the size of Jeffrey.
32 minutes gone, third term. Ball at ground level. Van Meel tried hard all afternoon. Baker goes wrestling the ball forward. Umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up. 32 and a half minutes gone, third term. East Point lead Darley by 6 points. So it's Joel Cabin in the ruck against Van Meel. Up they go. Van Meel won the tap, only as far as Lant. Just threw the ball onto the boot. Merritt was tackled well there by Bewley, went to ground. As a party, clever little kick over towards Bailey Young. Hacks the ball forward. East Point got numbers here. Oh, that's a terrific grab taken there by Howard.
Good mark.
Can go short. You've got Dodd and Tallman. The former takes the mark. 60 metres away from the Darley goal. On half back. Not in a hurry. You just expect this kick to go along the line. It does. McDougall, the target. In front, Cadman couldn't take the mark. Free kick against Darley. It's going to go to Kenny for an over the shoulder. So East Point had the best part of this game for the last 12 or 13 minutes. Right foot kick to half forward. Players set themselves. A chance here. At the back there was McDougall. Good push off there by onto Joel Cadman. Goes to the outside of the right boot. Waiting back in the defensive goal square as Andy has a party. Goes by hand. Made it tough for Bewley. Terrible by hand. Turnover opportunity. Johnson across the body. Touch set the umpire. Off the boot. And 1 point. Just loose handball as a party. Bewley was just had plenty of time and space. No composure there from the Devils. 7-point ball game in favour of East Point. Cousins, tumbling left foot kick, goes in the Lant direction. Got it, takes a mark on the chest, just inside the boundary line. Goes inboard, overcooked the kick again, the Devils. Chance here for Hucker. Squaring kick to half forward. How will it sit? Running onto it well there was Lawler, did well. Right foot kick to a vacant half forward line. Foot race on in earnest. Jacob Brown and Mitch Ward. Sits okay for Brown. Runs to his left side. Goes to the outside of the right boot. And Taylor takes a nice mark. So a good bit of football there from Brown. So Taylor with ball in hand, weighing up the options. 34 and a half minutes gone in this third term. Goes along the line. It's a bit of a 3-on-3 here. No mark taken. Ball at ground level. Darley trying to raffle the footy. Easter got numbers. Dodd, hurried left foot kick. Cut off there by Lawler. He got it to Angwood, who's tackled. Bang, taken to the ground. But the umpire says, I'll have it. There'll be a ball up. Near 35 minutes gone in this third term. Darley led by 5 points at half-time. They now trail by 7. The reigning premiers starting to flex their muscles in the last 10 or 12 minutes of this match of the round here at Eastern Oval.
The air raid siren can't come quick enough for Darley, Todd.
Here's the ball up. Tap one by Van Meel. Straight to Taylor. He's got time to get to as the siren sounds for three-quarter time, and it's East Point who lead at the final change by 7 points. They're 10-5-65 on the back of Geordie Johnson's 7-goal haul. They lead Darley 8-10-58. 7-point lead of the Kangas. Three-quarter time here at Eastern Oval. A break and back with the final quarter action in just a few moments.
That quarter was proudly...
As proud sponsors of the Ballarat Football Netball League, we love supporting local.
And love community sport, and we encourage everyone to get out there, support your local football and netball league, and of course, support local business.
Locally grown meat. Hop online or give us a call on 5368 1117 or come in store and we will deliver to you free of charge this football season. Proud sponsors of this station, the Land Local Butcher.
Is it time to get out and clean the garage or maybe even spruce up the garden? If a skip bin is what you're after, give station sponsor Jess and Leanne's Waste Solutions a call. If filling up a skip bin isn't your go, Jess and Leanne's can offer you a full service package where they can pick up your waste for you. Contact them on 0418 879 558. Jess and Leanne's Waste Solutions, where waste finds a solution.
Feeling like something to eat? Greedy Grub is here to satisfy your hunger. We are open from 4 a.m. to 2 p.m. Monday to Friday. Greedy Grub, a proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM Community Radio.
Jeff Jones Plants and Produce for all your fresh fruit and veggies. All summer produce available. Stone fruit, mangoes, apricots, nectarines, plums, and of course the magnificent strawberries and cherries. All year round they have seedlings, potting mix and manure. Come and meet their friendly staff and savour the fresh fruit and vegetables. Jeff Jones Plants and Produce, 388 the Avenue of Honour in Bacchus Marsh, a proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM.
Are you ready to move? Royal Freemasons Bacchus Marsh is the newest residential aged care facility in one bound for community. At Royal Freemasons, we don't just build, we synergize. Organize a personal tour today of our brand new state-of-the-art aged care facility. Talk to us at 53666603. That's 53666603. Or visit royalfreemasons.org.au, sponsor of this station.
If you have any state government concerns, please contact my office on 9743 9825 or visit us at 3 Alexandra Street, Melton, between the hours of 10 o'clock and 5 p.m. I look forward to working with all members of our community for the betterment of our district. Proud sponsor of Apple 98.5 FM.
Welcome back to Eastern Oval. It's three-quarter time here, where East Point have kicked the last 4 goals of the game to arrest a 17-point deficit, and they now lead by 7 points. They're 10-5-65 East Point. They lead Darley 8-10-58 in Apple 98.5 FM's match of the round. A big thank you to our broadcast partners, Clutch TV, bringing you all the pictures. So buckle up, make yourself a cup of tea, or grab yourself a cold beverage, because we've got a fair game of footy going on in front of us fridge, headlined by Geordie Johnson's 7 goals.
Well, he's just been absolutely brilliant, Todd, and he has been the difference between the two sides. No Geordie Johnson, no East Point. He kicked 7, Jeffrey with 2, Dodd with 1. For the Devils, I just thought in that last 7 minutes, Todd, they just looked a little bit leg weary, and like the 3-week break without having a game, maybe starting to take its toll on them. Guys like they're probably looking for more of a lift out of Bewley. He's been a little bit quiet for a quarter and a half. Whether the tag of Johnson, Matt Johnson on him, hopefully they can come out in this quarter and get a bit of a jump on them, because they've actually started well in the 3 quarters. But look, it'll go down to the wire.
Yeah, looking forward to it. So stick with us. Still got a full quarter of Ballarat League football to play out. Social Club is full. The huddles are full as Darley's now dispersed. They'll kick to the scoreboard end of this final term and try and arrest the momentum that seems to be all with East Point, having kicked the last 4 goals of the quarter. The 10-5-65, led by Geordie Johnson, 7 goals up forward. They lead Darley 8 goals, 10-58. We're just getting a little bit of interference there, but so what can Darley do, Fridge? They got to get the ball into the hands of the right people to get it done.
Well, you know, like we made mention in the call, the last, 7 or 8 minutes, Mika was getting a lot of the footy and he was driving the ball forward for him. Darley's East Point Smiths so far in the game, but just that last 7 or 8 minutes, their mids are starting to get that ascendancy. And when they can keep the forward line open and give Johnson a 1-out chance, 9 times out of 10 he's not going to let you down, Todd.
Yeah, well, Darley, you've just got to get the game played in their front half, and well, that's the one area that Geordie Johnson can't influence the game.
No, well, if they can keep it in their forward half and give some, Rodder can get some separation, well, there's a chance for them. But they'd want to be kicking 3 or 4 to win this game now, Todd.
All right, the umpire's just about to raise the ball and get play underway in this final term. Apologies for that interference. It's not rain. It's just some technological thing. Brings the ball up all at ground level. Gets worse, but bear with us. And that's a bit better, isn't it? Just turned off the wireless mic. And we're back. Thanks for waiting, guys. Tanner won the tap, got it towards Baker. First kick out of the middle, goes forward. Cadman went up, couldn't quite take the mark, but a nice mark taken there by, might be Jacob Brown, is it?
Yes.
Yep. So Jacob Brown, been good today across half-back for East Point. He has ball in hand. East Point lead by 7 points. Comes broadcast side. Short kick's okay. Finds Hucker on half-back. The Kangas, they lead by 7 points. Goes along the line. Kick's going to be good here. Oh, that's an excellent ball there by Tanner on Van Meal. Finds the safety of the boundary line. And there'll be a boundary throw-in. Attacking side of centre wing. Broadcast side for East Point, who trailed by 17 points midway through that third term. And now find themselves in front. They lead by 7 points. Boundary throwing. Tap won by Van Meal, only as far as Jack Bewley through traffic. Smothered kick. How will it sit for the big fella there in Tanner? Goes to Soccer. Gained about 15 metres through his side. Running onto it. Land was terrific. Tackle was very good there from Carson. And chance here for Andy Azapati. Kicks the goal again. Goes short. Rodder. Got it.
Good vision.
So Andy Azapati just lowered the eyes. Could have run into a goal. But elected to go with the safe option and just put it over Rodder's head. And Rodder will go back and have a shot on goal for a chance at his 5th of the afternoon and an opportunity to get the Devils back within a point. So Rodder leans back on the kick, makes no mistake, straight over the goal umpire's hat. We've got a 1-point ball game here at Eastern Oval. Stick with us on Apple 98.5 FM, match of the round. And of course the pitches, all thanks to Clutch TV. Well, Fridge, a 1-point ball game, just the start the Devils were after 2 minutes into this final term.
Yeah, just hopefully they can sustain and get a couple more, Todd, and hopefully they can run the quarter out, because like I said, that 3-week break might take its toll in the finish for them.
Of course, we've got people tuning in from Perth. We really appreciate the feedback via the Facebook page. And, of course, from Parwin to Perth, Fridge, if you don't mind.
There's Shane Cook in Darwin. He's just texted in as well.
Ball at ground level. Merritt. Wild hand pass. Went searching for Van Meal. He was strong. Got it towards Matty Johnson. Onto the right boot. Goes forward. This is where they're dangerous. Good ball there from Cousins. Loose ball here. Angled over the footy. Dropped it like a hot spud. The umpire let it go. Players in from everywhere. We've got a game on here. And rugby-style scrum. before the umpire blows the whistle and affects the ball up some 20 metres away from the East Point goal. East Point 65, Darley 64. 3 minutes gone, final term. What a great sight that is, that social club from here, Fridge. Just chock-a-block. Tap one by Van Meel. Devils trying to negotiate their way through traffic. Kick across the body here from Murphy's a high up and under. Good spoil there by Cousins. Falling over at the crucial stage there was Bewley. Allowed McDougall to come in and gather the footy. Has a shot on goal. And it goes off to the near side for a minor score. So the closer you get out to the boundary, the slipperier it seems to get for players. So East Point lead by 2 points after leading by 7 at three-quarter time. Bewley, speaking Brett, long drop punt into the middle of the ground. While spoil was terrific and good vision here from East Point. The ball falls into the hands of McDougall. Goes into the direction there of Tillman. He couldn't gather. Brett Bewley, quick hands towards Bailey Young. They're going to have to be good here, Darley. They're still holding the ball. Umpire agrees. Free kick, Kangas. And it's Matty Johnson with ball in hand.
How many times have you seen the East Point guys 3-on-1 in their forward 50? You would have thought that they'd have been able to get out of that one, Darley, by someone shepherding or providing a block.
So Matty Johnson from the boundary line. They're pretty narrow pockets here, so you're a chance if you're good enough. Kicks on its way. I tell you what, if you're good enough, he certainly is good enough, Matty Johnson. That's the reply East Point were after, and it's back to an 8-point ball game. Lights are on here at Eastern Oval.
He's good, but not as good as his brother.
Yeah, well, you can still be a 9 out of 10 and not be as good as his brother.
Yeah, well.
Well, he's had a good game though, Matty Johnson. He's had plenty of it. And that goal to East Point, that cancels out Rodder's goal in the opening minute. East Point 11-6-72, lead Darley 9-10-64. 8-point ball game, 5 minutes gone, final term.
Another one tuning in, Graham Powell, Sudsy's having a bourbon or a Bundy and Coke.
There's the ball up, tap one by Van Meel, through traffic, Rodder Baronis, loves these type of conditions, kick across the body, went straight into the back of Bewley, forward into the hands of Matty Johnson, who gave it to Rodder Baronis, who set the ball forward, players set themselves, Johnson mercuriously, nearly took an absolute screamer, ball at ground level, desperate stakes here, Ward needs to be good, hand pass smothered, players in from everywhere, it's a hot footy, Bewley needs to be clean here, can he pick it up? He does, as soon as he does though, he was dispossessed, attacking 50 here for East Point, whistle imminent, the umpire says I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up 49 metres out from the East Point goal. So a goal apiece in this final term. Melton South lead Lankwindaree by 6 points. Tightened up, there's the ball up, tap one by Van Meel, who would have favoured, it's nearly a high tackle, the umpire said no, heavy tackle, and there'll be a ball up. 45 metres away from the East Point goal. Darley led it by as much as 17 in that third term. They now trail by 8. Tap one by Tanner. Bewley bailed up as soon as he gathered. Ball spits out here. An opportunity for East Point. Just snap out of nowhere to the top of the square.
Danger.
2-on-1. Johnson was the one. Managed to negotiate a hand pass to Jeffrey. He got it to McDougall. Kick across the body. Sneaks it in. And East Point get out to a game high for them. 14-point lead here at Eastern Oval. They've kicked the last, 2 goals of the quarter, back-to-back goals through Matty Johnson and now McDougall.
See Johnson involved again. The contest out to Jeffrey. Jeffrey could have had a shot, done the team-oriented thing, handballed off to McDougall, possibly not in as good a position, but sealed it with a goal, Todd.
East Point 12-6-78, lead Darley 9-10-64. 7 minutes gone, final term.
Settle down, Daisy.
Can the Devils respond?
You're in the fist pumps here, Todd.
East Point have kicked 7 goals to 4 since half-time. There's the ball up. Tap one by Tanner. Second effort was a fumble. Chance here for East Point to get out of the middle through McDougall, the man who kicked the last goal. Lowers the eyes. Jeffrey, the target, takes a nice overhead mark. So, Jeffrey, just inside half forward here for East Point. Can weigh up the options, can go short. Rodder Moronis can gather on the bounce. So they got numbers outside here. Could have gone to McDougall or Dodd. Decided to go by foot. Over the top there was Ward. Spoiled the contest. Couldn't take the mark. Chance here for Page. Quick hands. Ball at ground level. Chance here for Jeffrey now. They got numbers everywhere, East Point. Van Meel sends the ball into attack. Players set themselves. Johnson couldn't take the mark. Ball spills free. Oh, free kick any day of the week there to Cousins. Over the shoulder. And he'll take the result. Free kick plays on to the left footer there in Angwin. Darley got no players on broadcast side. Goes high. Gardner's got 2 to beat the youngster. The void! Hit him in the head, Falcon, if you don't mind. Oh, it's a down the ground free kick, so bit of a let off there for the Devils. Gardner saw it high and...
yeah, well, Johnson remonstrated with Angwin. So, yeah, downfield.
Kick into the middle of the ground. Had to be good from Gardner. The youngster backed himself. Found as a party on half forward. Right foot kick. Ignores Roddo and goes the longer option. And the big fella might be Lance, actually. Lance taking a nice mark on the chest about 35 metres out from goal. Plays on, kicks across the body, hit the post. If you don't mind. 9-11-65 Darley. East Point 12-6-78, 9 minutes gone, final term. They just need everything to go right, Darley, from here on in. They're just about out of tickets. Kick comes in out of the fence and finds Ganley, who marks on the chest. Under the lights here. It's been an arm wrestle of sorts here at Eastern Oval. Kick goes in the direction of McDougall. Page over the top, couldn't take the mark. Through hands, he looks pretty tired, Page. He's tried hard all day, in and under. Been a very physical contest. It's been quite taxing. No doubt for both sides this afternoon.
Yeah, well, maybe the bigger body comes into account when it's physical and...
East Point 78 lead, Darley 65. Near 10 minutes gone, final term. Boundary throw in, tap, won by Tanner. Soccer off the ground from East Point. Got into the middle, chance here for Murphy to run onto the footy. Gets plenty of it, the old-fashioned tour. Went over there to Johnson. Cousins has got him to beat. Falls, goes to the ground. Johnson now squaring. Kick finds Jeffrey. Got it. And Jeffrey's taking the mark directly in front. 20 metres out from goal. And will have a chance to kick his third of the afternoon. In a better than serviceable game from the youngster in the front half for the Kangas today, Fridge.
Yeah, no, he's a bull of a player, Todd, and he's Johnson's found him on 2 occasions like that. Johnson hasn't blazed away. He could have done the taken the honours and had a shot at that, but team orientated thing, you know, brought another player into the game, and just looks so much better, doesn't it?
13-point lead to East Point. 10.5 minutes gone. Final term. And it's Jack Jeffrey with a shot on goal to kick his third of the afternoon. Leans back on the kick, keeps it low. It went about 9 feet off the ground, but managed to have the accuracy and the length. And East Point kick another one this afternoon. Jeffrey gets his third as Lake Wintery hit the front at the C.E. Brown Reserve. They're up by a point on Melton South, but it seems to be all East Point in the last 20 minutes of this game, Fridge.
Any time it goes inside 50 and Johnson's within the vicinity, either he creates the play or, you know, he'll kick the goal or he'll take the mark. He's just a phenomenal player. It just amazes me. The cameraman here with Clutch said how he's not on an AFL list, he doesn't know. That's why he's the cameraman.
East Point 84, Darley 65, 19-point lead to the Kangas. Tap one by Van Meel. Chance here for Taylor. Hurry kick to half forward. Jeffrey, the last goal kicker, got a terrible bounce. Angler went crashing through. 2 Darley players just collided. And there's just going to be a pause in play here, you'd think, as both players get to their feet. And it looks like Ward's hurt a shoulder, but he's going to bat on there, young Mitch.
I see the former CEO of the Ballarat Football League sitting up on the hill with his laptop, Rod Ward, having a couple of punts up there.
And just enjoying himself.
Yeah, no.
20 years serving of the league. He'd be due for Hall of Fame status or life member or something.
He's another one.
Couldn't believe he had to go into his pocket to pay to get in after what he's done for the comp. How about that?
He thought about jumping the fence.
So Angwin's a bit groggy coming off. He's going to go off with the blood rule. And there'll be a reset 51 metres out from the East Point goal. They lead 84, Darley 65.
Tell you what, his brother could play some footy, Shane.
Yeah, well, he should come on now. They need him, the super sub.
Bulldogs list. Played few games with the Bulldogs.
So it's been all East Point for the last half an hour of this game. 13-6-84, lead Darley 9-11-65. Out of the congestion went Murphy. His kick was smothered. Gallagher with quick hands over towards Kenny. Hacked the kick forward. Spall was good there from Cousins. Got it towards Duncan Cadman. Loose hand pass. Missed Page. Put him under the pump, but he's over the footy there. The Cat Devils captain manages to get the ball free towards Cadman, who threw the ball onto the boot, was smothered. So desperation from the East Point forwards. Chance here for Joel Cadman. He's tackled, taken to the ground. And the umpire says, I'll have it, and there'll be a ball up 30 metres away from the East Point goal.
Just a question, Todd. Do you think when we're playing in Ballarat, we should be switching to a yellow footy at half-time?
That's a very good idea. Ball, tap one by Van Meel. Over the footy now is Lance, who couldn't quite get it to his own advantage before the ball spits over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Well, the AFL after at 3:20, they play with the yellow footy, so why shouldn't we after half-time?
Yeah, 100% agree. Especially the last couple of weeks, we've seen it get very dark.
Terrible.
Boundary throw-in. Tap over the top. It's won by the Devils. Page wanting a free kick for holding the ball. The umpire agreed. And it's going to be a Devils free kick. It's going to go to the captain, the Warrior. Dual club best and fairest. Shane Page plays on, risky hand pass. That's holding the ball. Umpire let it go. Chance here for Van Meel. That'll top off a good game of footy. How about that for a ball there from Cousins? Was terrific. Found the safety of the boundary line. Let off there for the Devils.
Mate, he's nearly been their best, Cousins.
Yeah, he's been their best, clearly. East Point 84, Darley 65. Rodder with limited opportunities, been good too.
Yeah, been good.
Boundary throw-in. Just hacked out of the ruck there by Cadman. Baker tries to keep it in, but can't. And there'll be a boundary throw-in about 30 metres around from the East Point goal.
Not just on those last two occasions when the ball's come inside and Johnson's there. He's affected the spoil on two occasions. So he's been terrific all day, Todd.
84 East Point lead, Darley 65, 15 minutes gone. Final term, boundary throw-in, ball at ground level. Johnson applying the tackle. Speak of Matty Johnson again. Bit of a stacks on the mill.
Good Lord, I've nearly died of fright. Just to the left of his easy tops just walked up. Oh, where's the cameraman? Get a shot.
There's the ball up. Tap one by Van Meel. Only as far as Baker, who hacked the ball towards half-back. Foot race on in earnest here. It's Brown and Adam Azapati. Azapati gathers. Right foot kicks a poor one. Poor decision-making kick. And the kick's been cut off there by Kirk and goes short. Kick's okay. They're all over the Devils now, East Point. The writing was on the wall in the second half of that third term. Yeah. 19-point lead of the reigning premiers. They go forward. Johnson on the lead. Couldn't take the mark. Went straight through his hands and bounced over the line for a boundary throw-in.
Well, it's taken them 3 quarters to gain the ascendancy, Todd. And, you know, I'm sure Jordan won't be happy with just an honourable loss.
No, but they'll take plenty out of it.
Oh, yeah, for sure. But, you know, they're improved. Like I said, if sides don't bring their A game, Darley will give them a run for their money every day of the week.
There's Lant breaking out of the stoppage. Left foot kicks a ripper. Finds Page. Perfectly weighted kick. Cousins might end up with this if he keeps running.
He'll get it.
But Page backs himself, runs his measure, goes along the wing. Got to be good here. Well done, Gardner. Got a fist on it. Knocked it to the advantage of Hoare and how will it sit for him. He went back into traffic. And then Bewley was already run past the footy. Chance here for Ganley. Got it over towards Gallagher. Short. Won't go the required distance. But McDougall's there to gather. Needs to be quick. Got boot to ball. Oh, nice mark taken there by Bailey Young. Hit the ground running. Hand pass over the top towards Azapati. I speak of Andy, who got it to brother Adam. Right foot kick out in front of Johnson. Sets himself. The spoil was good there from Howard. Johnson's follow-up work was terrific. Onto the right boot. Lowers the eyes. Overcooked the kick. Missed the target there in Bewley. And kicked it right in the middle of Bewley and Rodder, if you don't mind. And East Point are going to get out of trouble. The ball will end up with the hands of McDougall. Takes a mark.
He's been good too, Todd.
McDougall, yeah, been terrific. Short kick finds Howard on half-back for East Point. Last roll of the dice for the Devils, you'd reckon. Next goal will get Darley within 13 or extend to 25, so it's all important here. Mark in the middle of the ground taken by Dodd.
Should have turned and burned there, Todd.
So Dodd goes to the outer side centre wing. The mark's been taken there by Matty Johnson, who's just kept accumulating all day. He'll feature in there best again. Now Walsh. They're not in a hurry, East Point. 18 minutes gone. Just unmarked in the middle of the ground there was Carson. Can go wide to Howard. This is circle work stuff, this is. Howard over the top to McDougall. He's had plenty of it in the second half. And pass over towards Murphy. Manages to get good purchase. Goes forward. Johnson, is he got the L's?
My God.
Even the East Point players can't believe it. So Geordie Johnson will go back and have a shot on goal for goal number 8. They should make him the King of Moomba, the way he's going. 13-6-84, East Point lead Darley 9-11-65. And that man again, Geordie Johnson.
Give him the key to Ballarat.
Yeah.
He probably is the Lord Mayor, isn't he?
Who knows? But he's getting it done here this afternoon. So Johnson, 45-degree angle.
Bang.
Leans back on the kick, bending back. Johnson's got 8 here at Eastern Oval. And East Point have got 14, and they extend. They're just going up and down on the one spot at the moment. And full credit to East Point, they're really running the game out this afternoon.
Yeah, look, that 3-week break, look, you can't beat match practice. You can only do so much at training, Todd, and I think it's just been the difference, this last quarter and a bit. They've sort of struggled.
Redan, 82, lead North Ballarat, 81. Melton South, 75, lead Lakewinder East, 70. Sebastopol, 80, lead Ballarat, 78. 3 games going on at the moment with a goal in it at each venue. But there's some separation here.
Well, Tipper-Dan.
You did indeed. On the presser, don't miss that Wednesday night. Land out of the middle for the Devils. Kick cut off there by Carson.
No one's safe in that show.
No, look forward to hearing who left the fridge open next week. It'll be a pot or a praise, but normally it's a pot coming from you, fridge. But anyway, East Point with ball in hand. They're just presenting here, and that's what you do when your tails are up. So it's Rodder Moronis with ball in hand, can go short again. So they'll get a bit out of this, Darley. They won't be happy with the way they've sort of let this game get away from them. They'll be better next time around when they get East Point at Darley Park. But plenty for East Point to gain out of this game too, with a few out. Kick towards centre wing. Mark's been taken there by Anglin. Tried hard, played on, hand pass to Land. Had to be good. Oh, he's paid a free kick against Land for the fend-off. You don't mind. Yeah, very unlucky there, Lant. So Dodd knows it and plays on. Left foot kick. Goes in the Geordie Johnson direction. Sets himself. Good ball there from Cousins. But the umpire's picked out a free kick. And it's going to go to Geordie Johnson.
Randy was holding his arm, Todd.
Yeah, well, you got to hang on to something. So it's Johnson with ball in hand. Is it? Where is the footy? 50 metres. Johnson's got it there. That's how dark it is here. So Johnson, for goal number 9, point blank range, 25-point lead to East Point will become 31 in a second. Bang, goal, Johnson. 9 goals, if you don't mind.
And we'll win the Henderson medal this year.
Yeah, fair call.
I've gone off early, but just wins.
So you can add this to already 3 BOGs, so that's 4.
Yep.
He got second best in another 2 games and 5th best in the other. So, I mean, he's the sort of player that can kick 5 and they'll leave him out of the best.
Yeah, but you'd have to fall over to lose it.
Well, he's got 9 this afternoon. Darley have got 9. So, there you go. East Point, 96, lead Darley, 65.
How do you reckon he's played, Annie? Yeah, give me
got a nod from Daisy.
No, we've been calling Daisy here, but young Annie, she's only 12 years old. She's been doing the scoreboard, the flash of the goals after the kick goal. She's done a magnificent job. She's worth her weight in gold.
Yeah.
Well done, Annie.
Get a Darley scarf sent in the mail to you.
No, you won't.
As she dons her East Point hoodie, good on her. Ball up, tap one by Van Deel. Crashing through the middle goes Taylor. Right foot kick. Johnson goes to fly, couldn't take the mark. Waiting at the back there was Slater, goes to Soccer. Off to the right through for a minor score. Darley hemorrhaging here at Eastern Oval. 9-11-65. They trail East Point 15-7-97.
Looking for 18 defibrillators at the moment.
Well, they led by 17 halfway through the third quarter. They now trail by 32. As Angwin brings the ball back into play. Bewley the target went over his head. Ball at ground level here. An opportunity here for Howard. His hand pass. Clever tap there from Matty Johnson. Got it to Joe Dodd. They're queuing up here. Murphy inside 50. Kick out in front of Slater. Couldn't take the mark. Young's lending assistance there for the Devils. Kick across the body. Out of nowhere for East. McDougall going back. Couldn't quite take it as it goes through for a minor score. So East Point, gee, they never really look like bringing up the ton at half-time. They're very close. They're 15-8-98. Darley 9-11-65, so a 33-point lead. Ball comes back into play, and Jack Bewley takes the mark. Right foot kick to the outer side centre wing. Players set themselves. Van Meel goes the spoil at the back, but it's Gallagher in front who's taking the mark, but giving away a free kick. And it looks like it's going to be Lant, who's tried really hard for the Devils today. Left foot kick to half forward as a party goes back, takes a nice mark overhead. Now, if you can get it to Rodder, Rodder will have a chance at goal number 5. Goes out in front of him, he sets himself, he had 2 to beat, waiting at ground level. There was the youngster there in Gardner. Excellent tackle, but standing up in the tackle of the Kangas as they get out of trouble to half back. Second effort attempt was pretty good there from Bewley. Couldn't take the mark. Paul spills out the back to Young, who heard the voice and got it to as a party. That was a good hand pass to Baker, who put Cousins under the pump. Now Kenny's just going to pick his pocket and run away with the footy with a right foot kick to the outer side centre wing. Cadman goes to spoil in search of the boundary line, but somehow Geordie Johnson kept it in. He can do anything today, Johnson. He should just sign the footy at the end of the match. I know that's what he should do with his 9 goals this afternoon. If the umpire's picked out a free kick, it's going to go to Darley.
Any chance of him asking him for the touch lotto numbers? Because I reckon he'd be able to predict them tonight.
Yeah, well, you can start off with 11 and 9. His number and the number of goals.
We'll take them for the 2 subs.
Angwin goes to the outside centre wing, and the mark's been taken on half-back there by Cadman. Speaking of Duncan, gets around Rodder-Moronis. Excellent pressure there from Rodder-Moronis. Just managed to affect pressure on the kick. Jeffrey managed to get a hand pass away before it's thrust forward towards the play there in Taylor, who ran to 55, decided to go by hand over towards Dodd, got around one, then another went short, and Canny running forward takes a mark in front of Baker, and we'll go back and have a shot on goal. They're just queuing up here, East Point, and the signs were...
4 minutes.
The signs were...
Last 7 minutes of the third quarter.
Yeah, thank you. 15-8-98 East Point, Darley 9-11-65. And Canning will go back and have a shot on goal. Chance for East Point to bring up the ton. And percentage is going to play a part this year, so all of these goals really accounting for something come game's end. This will be East Point's 11th goal of the second half if they can convert here. And it's Canning. Leans back on the kick. Off to the left for a minor score. So East Point 15-9-99, lead Darley 9-11-65. 34-point ball game here at Eastern Oval. 26 minutes gone, final turn.
I'm going to ask Annie if she wants a job at Bacchus Marsh on the scoreboard.
Oh, yeah, well. Ball comes back into play through Angwin. Tumbling kick to half back. Went over the head of Murphy. Somehow it fell back into his hands. Quick hands over to Ganley. Hurry kick out of the congestion. Falls fortuitously into the hands of Canning.
Can he find 10?
Ballarat 84 leads Sebastopol 81.
Can he find the 10?
They'll be trying to find him. Melton South 75. Lake Winter East 70. And Redan 83. North Ballarat 81. 2-point ball games going on all around. We tip that. Kenny goes short, kicks over the top of Taylor, and Baker takes a mark. So Baker goes short, kicks okay to Azapati, plays on by hand to Lawler, goes to the outer side with a high, slow kick, made it hard for Horan, and going back taking a nice overhead mark was Rodder-Moronis. So he'll weigh up the options. Oh, it might have been Gallagher actually. Right foot kick inside 50. There's Rodder-Moronis there. Chance here for the Devils to get out of trouble off half back. Horan needs to go here. Might have been Carson there. He does the mopping up. Quick hands okay. Looking there towards Ganley. Cadman was terrific there. Got it to Bewley, who got the ball over towards Cousins. Cousins takes a bounce, runs into an open goal, and off to the right.
Only mistake he's made all day.
Yeah, tied kick. Just ran into an open goal, the youngster, and
14.
Just pulled it. So Darley 9-12-66. Charlie's Point 15-9-99. Near 28 minutes gone, final term. Under the lights here at Eastern Oval. It's the 4th placed East Point who are going to get the points over the 5th place Devils.
You think when Rodder gets quick ball movement and he gets separation, he gets onto those ones, but then when there's a free kick from outside 50, it's so much harder for him.
Right foot kick out of the defence, penetrating kick beyond half back. Opportunity here for, might have been Brown with the right foot kick, goes in direction there of Kirby. It's been cut off there by Ward. They're a long way away from us there. Hand pass towards Cadman, who just had to wait under the footy. Ball squirts out towards Angwin, who went looking there towards Baker, but it fell fortuitously into the hands of Lawler. Went past Baker. Cadman got it over to Baker now. Now he's just trying to tired legs. Baker gathers, just runs into the wall of Taylor. Tackled, taken to the ground, and the umpire says, I'll have it. So Baker pretty much tunnelled the ball for about 35 metres and just couldn't get a good handball receive and was forced just keep pushing the ball forward, and now it's just resulted in a stoppage 50 metres out from the Darley goal.
Hoping it would come up to him.
So through traffic goes purely to Cousins. Couldn't quite gather it, and he has a party. On 50, now he's in trouble. Taylor's got him holding the ball. And that's just been a sign of the second half woes for Darley.
What's happened here?
He's going to bring it back. He's going to...
No, he's reversed it. They've reversed it, Tom.
I don't know what happened there, Fridge.
Yeah, no.
Get hold of the clutch app and watch the replay.
Yeah. Can you rewind that back for us, champ?
As a party, high right foot kick. Rodder's got a couple of beats, sets himself. Second grab, couldn't quite take the mark. Ball at ground level. Horan might have caught one high. Umpire let it go. Stacks on the mill. There'll be a ball up 20 metres out from the Darley goal. East Point 15-9-99. Lead Darley 9-12-66. Near 30 minutes gone in this final term. Ball, tap one there by Rodder. To get dark from here at least. Wrestle. Umpire's going to pick out a free kick here, is he? Or is he going to ball it up? No, he's going to say, I'll have it.
He's looking for Barney Rubble, that umpire.
33-point lead to East Point. Rodder sets himself. Won the tap. But East Point are just trying to march the ball out of their defence. They've just had weighted numbers. Hurry tick there by Ganley, but it's all Darley on half back. And the mark's been taken there by Ward. Lowers the eyes, and the kick's been marked there by Baker. So Baker with ball in hand. He'll kick from about 51 metres. 30 and a half minutes gone, final term. Darley led by 17. Halfway through the third term.
Duck the cover.
And trail by 33. So Baker will take his best. Set sail for the judge. Will he get the distance? It's not a bad effort. As the siren sounds, all honours with East Point. Congratulations to the Kangas. They've got it done here at Eastern Oval. 15-9-99 have defeated Darley 9-12-66 on the back of a 9-goal haul from Geordie Johnson. He marked those 3 votes in there for JJ. He's done it again.
Yeah, no, what a stellar performance. Just best man on ground by 100 miles, Todd. And, look, anyone that wants to watch a player that's in flight, get down to East Point's game and just watch the number 11 because he is an excitement machine.
Yeah, they kicked 10 goals to 4 after half-time to get it done. And, of course, East Point next week have got Sunbury. So the coach of Sunbury, Hoggy, he was crook in bed during the week. I'll tell you what, he won't be feeling any better after if he'd been watching Geordie Johnson this afternoon, I tell you.
He may as well get COVID by 2.
East Point 99 have defeated Darley 66. Fridge, you've got the goal scorers before we leave the Eastern Oval.
East Point, 9 to Geordie Johnson, 1 to Dodd, 1 to Matt Johnson, and 3 to Jack Jeffrey, and for Darley, and McDougall won as well, sorry. There was that many on the page with Geordie Johnson. I missed him. For Darley, 1 out performance. Nick Rodder with 5. Played a sole hand there forward for Darley. Jack Bewley with 1. Single to Cadman, Will Johnson and Shane Page.
All honours with East Point, arresting a 17-point deficit halfway through that third term to go on and defeat a gallant Devils who just ran out of legs. All credit with the Kangas as they march on to an away meeting with Sunbury next week. Darley are at home to Lake Windaree. All honours, as I said, with the Kangas.